y'all. I'm back again. I don't know what has happened. I didn't start the smoothie yet because I wanted to be able to talk to y'all about the smoothie as I made it. But it looks like I was interrupted, so I went ahead and deleted that other live. I'm actually going to, there we go. Um, I'm actually going to start over from the top. So, kind of. Start over from the top. Hey, I don't know what happened, Jeff, but really weird, really strange. But that's okay. I think it's because I was talking about Labor Day. I'm still going to talk about it, but I'm not going to start it out that way. We're going to talk. As y'all can see, I have put some frozen, I use frozen. Uh, These frozen fruits, I buy them wherever, really. Trader Joe's, Aldi's, Food Lion, because that's what's here where I live, Publix, wherever I'm at, whatever they have. This one I got at Aldi's. It's a blend of strawberry, blueberry, dark cherry, and sour cherry. It's awesome, awesome. It tastes delicious. But I like a little bit extra sweetener. Sometimes I'll add date syrup. Sometimes I'll add in agave, but most times I don't add a sweetener because fruit is sweet enough by itself, right? So this is my sweetener. I add some peaches, make it taste a little good here, you know what I'm saying? Welcome in, Mary's Life Journey. Woo! Is that Mary's Life Journey? Yes, it is. Mary's Life Journey. Y'all know I'm trying to see from across the room here. Mary's Life Journey. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm just making a smoothie this rising. If y'all come on in and make a smoothie with me, I'm going to tell you about this smoothie. And then I'm going to tell y'all about how y'all can shift your mindset, by what you put into your body. You can shift your mindset on what you do on a regular basis, right? So today we're celebrating, today, most people are celebrating Labor Day. To me, it's just a day off from work. I will not, I am prosperous in all things. I'm going to speak things as if they are. Today, I need to start with some affirmations. If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much, Jeff. Because what I'm going to tell you is that this is a restarted live at this point. Um, and my grandson just called me on FaceTime, which if I'm on airplane mode, why would that go through? I'm trying, no, I am going, no, I am having the best day ever. You have to be very, very cautious on how you put your words together. You have to be very, saying I'm trying means that you're in process and you haven't gotten there. You are going to means that you haven't gotten there. But when you speak it as if it already has happened, then it is. So now, I am having the best day ever. And things that, if we could take a negative and turn it into a positive, every time we can reshift our day. And sometimes we're going against the grain because we need that negative to offset that positive, right? So, that positive, we need that negative in order to offset the positive. I said it right, correct. All right, so now back to what I was saying about this smoothie. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put together this smoothie so we can reset our minds. If you have some ingredients over there. Grab your blender and let's smoothie together. Okay? Let's have some smooth talk, some smooth blend up a smoothie, and let's talk about some smooth truths. Okay? Because what I was saying was today is considered Labor Day. Most people are celebrating this day as a day of rest based on the fact that they fought for rights to have better pay, better wages, etc., etc., etc. But I'm not gonna bore you with that. We're gonna get back to the smoothie. I put in here these blends of, if you didn't catch it, I put in here the blends of, well, I'm not going to anywhere. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying. All right. All right, Rasamid. I'm not going anywhere. I just got off the. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. All right, well, thank you for running up the chat. That'll bring some people in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But we're getting ready to go ahead and blend this up. It's going to be a little loud. It's going to be a little loud, but that's okay. Because you know what? Sometimes things that are loud in our lives get our attention. Okay? So I'm going to find a positive in everything today. This is the goal of this live, is to find a way to make things different. Shift your mindset. Shift your mindset. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and turn this on. By the way, this is a Ninja blender that I'm using. It's an 1100 watt. If you're interested in this blender, they don't have this model any longer, but I did get it off of Amazon, and I do have a link in my description, and it does. I am an Amazon affiliate, and I get paid for qualifying purchases. So if you like this blender and you want to check it out, I've had it for years. That's why they don't even make this model anymore. But they do have an 1100 blender. They just changed the shape of the bottom. It's the same blender. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This smoothie want to start acting like it's special, but also I use coconut water. I use coconut water pretty much on everything, y'all. Coconut water is my go-to. And I added quite a bit of coconut water when I started this, so this might be a little bit too loose for me. But at the same time, I still get the same nutrients, the same hydration that I would get. I just have a preference of how I decide that I like to do things. I also like to not have a mess all around me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try that one more time. Peace and love. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, so here we go. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but I like to be a little thick, so about this this smoothie here. Also, I am another person that likes to have actually chunks of my fruit still in my smoothie. So some people don't like that. They like it all to be smooth out, but I don't need to have that. Let me show you what I mean. If you can see this, you can still see chunks of the fruit in there. You see what I'm saying? You can still see the chunks of the fruit. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Gotta have it a little thick because what happens is, hold on. Let me taste it too. Good googly goo, baby. It tastes really great. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this into my glass. Y'all see how thick that is? And you know, today, I ended up with a 4-day weekend. I hate to use the word weekend, but it's the best way to describe it to those who actually function on that. Because when we use words, words actually define our life. You know, do you think that because you can decipher the difference between weekend and week, that the universe can do the same? Let me explain to you what I mean. Words have power, right? There we go. Words have power. There we go. Look at that. Words have power, and what that means is, I'm going to set this right here. And I'm going to put the rest of it in these other jars. I'll have it for later. When I say words have power, when we use the word weekend, we're defining that we're weak, right? When we use weekdays, we are weak in the day. Now, we may not feel like that's what's really happening, but do you not think over time that because there is no difference in the way the definition of something you think really matters? I mean, you got all these words that are spelt the same way, said in different contexts, but that are spelt different ways, but all in all, they have definitions, and then they put together, and with the definitions are usually a negative definition for the alternate spelling of that particular word, right? And week is one of those. W-E-E-K and W-E-A-K, right? So those are things that I think about often. So I try to be intentional with my words. I got you, Mary. I try to be intentional with my words. It is peaches, dark cherry, sweet cherry, blueberry, and strawberries. That's what's in here. Definitely. And y'all probably like, she's making a lot of noise. Hey, peace and love. Welcome in. It's good to see you, sis. It's been a long time. How you been feeling? How you been feeling? It's so sweet. It's so sweet. And that's how I try to get it too. Because I don't like to add sweeteners to it. You know what I mean? I don't like to add sweeteners. So then I'm going to throw this in the freezer. And then I'll just let it thaw out and have it later. Or tomorrow or whenever. You get you some mason jars, baby. There you go. And never fill it. If you're going to freeze it, don't fill it to the top because it's going to expand. So you don't want to fill it to the top. Definitely that. And so what are y'all doing today? Are you out working? Are you celebrating this day of no labor? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Now, that's the kind of labor I'm talking about, sis. Food prep for the week. Absolutely. I need to do a food prep video, but I actually usually, because when I make a meal, it definitely lasts me for 2-3 days because I'm the only one eating it, depending on what it is, and then I just do another meal because I only eat once a day, and like this here is really a treat in essence because this could actually substitute as a meal. And some people would say this is not enough to substitute for a meal, but you know. Speaking of that, we get ready to go into the season of the fall, and we're getting ready to reset our bodies to accommodate the seasons. So in that, I'm going to be setting up, of course, a reset. Okay, so I want everybody to join in that will. I'll have the details of what I want to do. Last time from the spring to the summer, we did juice fasting. Well, I'm not going to be doing juice fasting, but we're going to be doing a rendition of fasting. Always a fast. You should always fast between seasons. That's my recommendation. Oh, you're door dashing? Okay, I hear you. I feel you. I'm telling you, sis, I am on the verge of hitting that gig work just to make that difference, that little difference. You know, I don't know how much, you know, you could make these days, but I used to dash. I used to DoorDash. I used to Uber Eats. I used to Lyft, Uber, Postmates, Ship Shopping, Instacart. I did it all, you know. Exactly. Okay. So, exactly. I definitely. Me too. Yep. So she says, me too. Muscle since I lost 20 pounds. Now I have to double my protein with no meat is a challenge. I train myself once a day. I train myself once a day. I'm not sure what that say. After 12, and don't eat till after 7. Okay. Well, I'm proud of you too. But I will tell you a misconception is that you need meat to get protein. I want to ask a question since that's what people are thinking. Where do you think you get your protein Where do you think the animal gets its protein from? Or do you think the animal itself just has protein? Because I'm going to tell you that we are all wonderfully and beautifully made. And there is nothing that we need that we don't already have in our bodies, but we have deficiencies because of the type of diets that we have, right? So there's nothing that we don't need that's already in us. But if the animal has protein and the animal's diet consists of supposedly consists of um, raw vegetables and things that of that nature, then why do we need to get third party protein from an animal? I think that we decided that that was a thing because we needed to just find a way to say that it was okay to eat the animals. I mean, I want to know, and I'm not like this advocate, I am not this vegan person. Brit! How you doing, sis? I miss you so much. I miss you so much. I haven't been over there with you in a minute. Even though it really haven't been that long, but anytime I'm not on your live every day, I feel like haven't been there in a minute. But with that being said, when we're eating the meat, for me, it's a justification. I am not this vegan radical who says that that I'm a vegan for on all. I'm not a vegan, right? So I'm not. I am against a lot of things. So vegans represent quite a few things that allow me to be able to say that I do things vegan ways, right? So you see the meals that I make on my channel is just vegan. Um, oh, okay. I feel you, Britt. I feel you. School time. I know school time changed everything, but it's time for fall, time for that reset. But I'm not a vegan, so I make these vegan dishes on my channel to alternative, and that you can get all the protein and all of the things that you need to get in your body um, in that way. You get what I'm saying? You need to be anything you need to get in your body that needs to be there. All of the protein, all of the vitamins, all of the nutrition is there. Perfect example. I mean, at the end of the day, who won't go get a strawberry milkshake? Instead, fix you a smoothie. The other day, when yesterday I did live with my members, and Nisha was in there, and she was talking about, I was telling her to make sure she gets something on her stomach because y'all send up some, positive vibes for her right now. She's dealing with her mom in the hospital. And I was telling her to make sure no matter what, you do get something on your system. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to fix me a protein shake. But it's going to be bananas and peanut butter. So when I thought about it, I'm like, that is a shake. It's a shake. You don't even got to call it a protein shake. It's a shake. And guess what? It tastes delicious. It tastes delicious. It tastes like a shake. It tastes delicious. So if you were to go to the cookout, or any of these places, McDonald's, wherever, and you would ask if they had a special thing and they had a banana shake, it's no different than creating that shake at home and throwing some peanut butter in there, and now you got some extra protein. Protein comes from everything. That's why I'm like, people will be like, oh, I need to get this protein up. And they think that they got to do extra because they're eating vegetables, because they're eating only, they're not eating any meat. They feel like if they ate meat, it will get their protein up faster. I am not a doctor. I am not giving medical advice. What I'm telling you is my experience. I have been just fine. Y'all see, I'm thick as a brick, okay? I am, but this is how I eat. I'm still thick. And at the end of the day, I come down, but sometimes I go up because based on what I'm doing and what the stress levels is in my life, I have this fluctuating relationship with weight. I have a different type of relationship. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, all the time. But I don't worry about that because guess what? I reverse my high blood pressure. reversed my, I lowered my cholesterol. I reduced medications that I was taking for my thyroid by what I was putting in my body. And so with that being said, I am a witness that this works for me. Now, will it work for you? I don't know. But I don't think that we're that far apart. You're a human being, and I'm a human being. And our internal workings, I don't think that the creator created each person to be individualized on the inside. You understand what I mean? Now you might have something what they consider that you may not have that others may have, but when it comes down to it, everything that grows from the source and from the earth grows because it is designed for you. You get what I'm saying? It's designed for you. I'm going to taste my smoothie. It's designed for you to be able to live. Trying to get it down. I mean, I got a question. So how would you live if all the animals become extinct because they're killing the animals to feed you today? What would you eat? What would you eat? There's an abundance of life outside. You can eat the leaves off the trees. You get what I'm saying? You can eat whatever it is you choose to eat. Who is that? Hey, James. Peace and love. Welcome in. I am doing well. Thank you so much for coming over to the channel. It is good to see you. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm just having a smoothie. But with that, you know, I don't know. I don't think that we need to have meat. I think we desire to have meat because we were programmed to do so. And that's what I was talking about. Mindset change. When we change our minds, we can change our outcomes. Changing your mind is okay because it can change your outcome. And it can be a positive and a negative though. So if you change your mind not to do things that are beneficial for yourself, you can end up with a different type of outcome. But if you do change your mind to do what's beneficial for yourself, then you will be able to change your situations. You need to look at things as if they were and not what they are. Because if you're having a hard time, right, you having financial situations, you having things that happening to you that you don't understand that's happening, you need to learn what's going on in the universal alignment. Those are things that can help you out. Because soon as something feels off and it's not something I can shake off, I immediately go to see what's going on in the universal alignment. And most times, retrograde, Saturn or whatever, something of those natures are happening, which explains what's happening to me. We are directly connected to the universe. We are our own individual universes, whether you realize it or not. You put this in the freezer. So, I'm going to put my coconut water in the refrigerator. With that, oh, you put this in the freezer. I'm all over the place, y'all. And I chose this combination today of a smoothie because I wanted to, I chose this smoothie combination because I was trying to get some things that, I don't like to keep my frozen fruit in there too long, and I've had that for a few weeks now. And I haven't used it because I have not been smoothieing. You know what I mean? I've been juicing more so. So today, instead of juicing, which I am going to juice later on, I just thought I'd do something different with y'all today because I definitely juice on here all the time. And so I said, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a smoothie with my people. Hold on, I gotta turn this light out. Get my setup. I had a if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, I do have memberships available, and you can tap the little $ next to the live there, and you'll be able to see how to join the membership. Then you can support the channel. But we did have some great conversations on live yesterday with the members, and that's how we came up with our current vibrations on the plate for this week. So I'm excited about that vibrations on the plate for this week, y'all. So make sure y'all tap in for that. Be looking for it. Today is a beautiful day outside. I just want y'all to know that it's not hot. I'm going to sit right here on this bench and have my smoothie and finish talking to my peoples. Yep. So, whew, it's a beautiful day. And this is, when you see things like this, you just be like, let's be grateful. No, everybody has a different way of explaining themselves. Oh my gosh, is that Rooted? Hey, little bro. I miss you so much. How you been? You been good? How you doing? So, Rooted is in the house. Hopefully he's not on the plantation today. Every day is beautiful. Yes, it is. And beautiful is definitely a perspective. So many words and things. I was just talking about words, y'all. So many words and things are perspectives, right? What you actually hear, what you say. If I didn't have to speak, the true language that we speak is actually vibrations and energy. We were taught to speak this language so that we could communicate when we are already capable of communicating. You ever realize that, animals don't speak, but they can feel your vibrations, right? And so we are capable of that as well. I think I'm gonna go get me a straw. It'll be easier for me. Let's look at it. It's thick. I just made a smoothie, Rooted. Have you been juicing? I haven't been on your channel either. I just been trying to really, honestly, figure out this YouTube thing. I've been getting really down and serious about what I need to do as it pertains to my channel. And, it's really funny because we put these goals together. That's a damn shame, Rooted. That's a damn shame. So no Labor Day, no rest for the weary. Labor Day is a hoax because people still working on that day. You have to decide when you're gonna actually not show up. But as I was saying, putting your energy into what you want to put your energy into is more important than showing up every day for somebody else. Every day we go into the plantation and then they give us this slave day called Labor Day, where we begged for fair wages, where we begged for things that, we need fair wages. We need people to, pay us what we're worth. How put a $ on your way more than anybody could ever pay me? So often we substitute these times that, like If we got to work, we'd be like, I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. Yes, fall is almost here. We talking about the reset too. I talked about the reset, Rooted. I'm gonna be doing a reset, um, and I want everybody to join in with me. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but it's definitely gonna consist of some type of fasting. For myself, I'm definitely probably do a different, but I'm gonna guide into someone doing the fasting that would be something that they can do for themselves. That'll kind of like I did with the juice fasting, where it wasn't regimented to a place where you have to do it like this or like that. Rising Phoenix, welcome back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yashirio, welcome in. Everybody, Yashirio gifted in the live this past tribe meeting, which was on Saturday. Yashirio gifted 5 memberships on my behalf to the tribe. And so there were 5 recipients of it, and it was the royal membership, which is the highest one. So thank you again, Yoshirio, for that. Definitely that. And you didn't even have to be um, you did not even have to be present to get it. You just had to be an active person on my channel. And it's random. It's random selection. So y'all got that also. So I'm so proud of being able to gift some people memberships, and so that they can join in and tap in, on all of the benefits that the membership provides. Um, It was very nice. I mean, even you, Phoenix, could have gotten one and didn't even have to be present. Yep. Thank you for the cut. Thank you, Rising Phoenix. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But what I was saying is, I'm looking for a different direction for my channel here, because I definitely want to. Uh, oh, he just gifted another one. Look at that. Did he gift or 1 month? The Royal Tribe. Hello, everyone. Or who got it? Did you buy another membership? You sure, yeah? It's not saying what it's doing. I don't know. That's really weird. I don't know what that's doing. Well, I appreciate it, Yushirio. You are the best. You're awesome. And I really appreciate you being part of the tribe. So, and supporting the channel the way you do. Thank you for showing up like that at all times. He's really like a bush watcher for the most part. Comes out when he needs to, but for the most part, oh, okay. So I know that you get a free membership chat message every month that highlights your message. Oh, that's cool. See, I didn't even know that, y'all. You see what? You sure you're teaching me something. I appreciate that. Thank you again so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, everyone, I'm just having my smoothie. I'm chilling. Um, all right. Ah! We got a new tribe member, y'all, of the Soul Tribe. Everybody give it up for Rooted in Essential Oils. Cheers. Cheers. Thank you for joining the tribe. Thank you for your support. It means a lot. As I keep trying to get to the thing, this is where I'm building. It is my true desire You know, a lot of people have reasons for doing what they do on YouTube. And my true desire is to make a difference in other people's lives. So I'm trying to be more intentional with when I come up with content, right? Um, for I want to be super intentional when I come up with content. I want it to be what you want. I don't want it to be what I think it should be. Ounce of Paradise, welcome in. So a lot of times you'll see me consistently um asking, do the tribe meeting. That's what it was. That's what I talked about. I asked, how do you think it's going so far? Rising Phoenix, you are recipients of the uh, gift membership. Thank you so much, Rudy, for gifting the membership to Rising Phoenix. You are the winner. And now you are get a 1 month membership to Queen's Alchemy. Yes, yes, yes. It's awesome. All right. This is so thick that it's not even coming through the straw. Let me see. Yes, 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 yes. All right. That is so beautiful. But that's like my main concern. Like I asked during that tribe meeting, did y'all, like the lineup in which direction that the channel is going in. I'm doing a lot of more cooking, which is what I enjoy doing. I mean, the alchemy of Queen's Alchemy is transforming things into things that they are not, right? So that's what alchemy means. It means transformation. So I'm working hard to, not hard, but I'm working to serve, because it's a difference to work to survive than to work to serve, right? Oh, that I can do it? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I had Yashirio said he did it on my behalf, but I didn't know that I could do it. He did 5 memberships this at the tribe meeting, so I wasn't aware of that. Thank you for sharing. That's some great information too. Oh, I didn't know that. I would definitely have done that for sure. Done that. Um, and that's the perfect time to do it. During the tribe membership. I mean, during the tribe meeting. Josh, peace and love and wellness. I meditate on this, Mary. Happy solar return. I got a song for you, Joshua, because you've been rocking with me for a minute. I got a song for you. You do it on the 1st and the 15th of every month. Okay. Well, I do the tribe meeting at the end of every month, just to kind of get a groove of where I'm at. I mean, I haven't done the tribe meeting forever, but that was the goal, to do the tribe meeting that way. But hold on 1 second. I got something for Joshua for his solar return. Joshua, it's your solar return. Welcome to the Soul Tribe. Rising Phoenix and Rooted in Essential Oils gifted a membership. Y'all awesome. Okay, give me just a second, y'all. I got something for uh, Joshua, don't go nowhere. I got something for you. It's your solar return, so we getting ready to celebrate. I love to recognize um my tribe. If I know it's your solar return, we gonna sing and celebrate, okay? To you, your light came back round just to bless the view. It's for you. One more spin, but you feel brand new. Golden soul shining through. Happy solar return to you. 12 moons, a million steps. You dance with change, you pass these tests. Now here you are, reborn in flame. Wiser now, but still untamed. Time don't wait, but it left you bold. Your roots grew deep, your story told. No regular day, this one's divine. The sun came home, it's your time. Happy solar return to you. September 1. All right, 9/1. I like that. Y'all know September is the month of rebirth. Birth. How long does a child stay in the womb? Let the sky write your name tonight. You made it through every shade of light. The pain, the prayer, the peace you earned all led to this solar return. Burn sage, pour love, breathe deep, stay true. Ain't nobody walked this year like you. Align your dreams with the stars above. This new cycle is built on love. Happy solar return to you. Your life came back just to bless the view. Your life came back around just to bless the view. One more spin, but you feel brand new. Golden soul shining through. Ah, love it. Turn the page, forget the limits, take the wheel. This year, baby, be real. Ow! That's to you. Thank you for rocking with me, Joshua. Thank you so much for being who you are. I hope you have many more returns, my brother. Many more returns. Many more returns. Let's roll. Let's go. Let's celebrate that brother. He always in everybody's live. He usually the first one to show up. If you haven't been over to his channel and supported him, you should. Just even if you're not subscribed to him, just go over there and watch his content. Maybe even leave him a message. Definitely that. I need to do it more often because he is always showing up for others. You know what I mean? So sometimes we got to be intentional with what we do. Also, I was going to tell you, in the memberships, I'm going to be covering some content, even though that's not mentioned in the memberships, but a lot of my members are. I do have members that is so beautiful too. I have members that ain't content creators. Y'all know how much that means to me? Woo! Let's go. I seen what you sent me, my brother. I'm definitely about to turn that on. I seen it, Rooted. But you know how much it means to have subscribers or people or family or tribe, I should say tribe, that are not content creators. Do you know what that means? Like what that looks like? So I have members in the tribe that are not content creators, but I am going to have a segment over there that is going to be about, and I already transferred quite a bit of the content over that way that has to deal with that for the members, but it's things like up-to-date information on what's going on YouTube or things that I find out. And so I'm going to be covering in a live stream coming up soon what I found out about, even though we're connected and we're family as content creators, what I found out about the way that we went about this. We grew our channels So make sure y'all tap in. I know all the members that's in here, y'all definitely gonna get to see that for sure. Um, just know that when we, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what we did, but a lot of us we went about it literally the wrong way. We grew super fast. We moved expeditiously, and all of that is beautiful and golden. But we also, a lot of us is stagnated right now because of it, and I'm gonna talk about that. So make sure y'all tap into that. I'll have it scheduled, a live on that. That's just gonna be an impromptu live. It has nothing to do with the health and wellness. It kind of does, the health and wellness of your YouTube channel, if you have a YouTube channel. But and I used to do those all the time too. And I just recently, like I said, moved over a lot of content on that to that side. And I'm gonna see if I can make, I don't know if I can make playlists over there or not, but I'm gonna see if I can make playlists for that. So, and this all has to do with my new direction that I'm taking my channel in and how I'm showing up. And a lot of times, I feel like I'm absent because I spent so much time being in the YouTube streets, where I felt like I really actually neglected my channel in the process of doing so. I put more effort and more energy into showing up for others and making sure that I'm watching their content and I'm showing up to their lives, and I'm on, I'm making comments and I'm sharing and I'm doing and on and on and on, right? That I think my channel suffered because of it. I got so wrapped up in being, part of a group of people that I didn't go and put the effort that I needed to put into my channel. So now I have a focus. And so it seems like I'm not present as much, right? It seems like I'm not as present. Hey, Nisha! I know you can make shorts for memberships, and I'm definitely going to be doing shorts too over there. I'm going to do. All right, I think I'm back. Okay, I'm back. I'm watching myself on my iPad. Um, I should be back in a minute. I mean, those that I hope that you stay around so you can actually see it. But um, yeah, so when you're not seeing me the way that you used to see me showing up, after my reset, I after the reset that I took a reset for in the month of July. The whole 30 days. Originally, it was gonna be a week, and then I turned it into 2 weeks. And when it got to 2 weeks, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do 30 days. 30 days where I can reset my mind. And when I did that, I came back. I mean, it took me forever. I've been monetized since May. And I was like, what are you going to do with this monetization? I asked the entire time that I was going for monetization, the whole time that I was on YouTube, when I would go live, I'd be like, okay, so you get monetized and then what? And a lot of people would be like, you go harder, you continue, you continue. So many people had a reset and a setback. So many people took a pause and then restarted, right? So, um, it and it was necessary. It was very necessary. So hopefully y'all can hear me. If you can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 2 in the chat, not a 1. Drop a 2 in the chat if you can hear me. So I feel like I'm talking to myself. Thank you, Rooted. All right, so that reset was necessary in that at that time for that reason. You get what I mean? Because being monetized from May and it's not until August, that's a good little stretch. You get what I'm saying? saying? Did I even create memberships, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you about that's we're gonna have a whole conversation about that on the membership side, Nisha. We're gonna put that over there with the members, for sure. And the reason that this is, and this probably here is probably gonna go over to the members, is things that have nothing to do with the health and the wellness of and mindset reset, those type of things. This does dive into that on several levels. This probably go over to become a membership only live, and it's because I'm cleaning up my channel. If you come over to the channel, you'll see that I have several things that I've done to spruce up the channel. I got a channel review recently from, and some of you know him, some of you don't, Roberto Blake. He reviewed my channel this past Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure which day it was. And he gave me some advice, and he's a YouTube guru, been on here, successful, and so I took some of his advice, right? So I'm definitely going to implement a lot of things. I've also met some other YouTube people who have been in the game for over 20 years or so. um No, you can't show up for everybody. And that's the other thing. I can't wait to talk about that. I might do that sometime this week. I might do that sometime this week for the members, because it's definitely something that I need to get out, and I need to feel like I need to share. But again, this is not that's why I removed all the things that, actually by request of Roberto Blake, I removed all content that has no bearings on what my channel is about. He's had me set up pillars of what it is that I'm actually doing on the channel. He went from top to bottom. The way you when you come to the channel, what it looks like, to from what it looks like from when you come in as a person that's looking at the channel, all the way through the content that's offered on the channel. He says sometimes you get lost in, wanting to provide information because you have the information, and you end up doing that, and then you have these random videos and things. And so when I went through, I noticed that most of my live content, because I didn't really have, as far as actual videos, I didn't really have that many videos that played to that, but it was more my live content that played to me wanting to be like this guru. He made the suggestion, like, if you feel like you have something important to say or share about YouTube, you should create a channel that's solely for that. You get what I'm saying? So as he's going through, how you get on there for that, to answer both of you, if you go to his channel, Roberto Blake's channel, you'll see the where he's done reviews. If you just click on any of the live reviews, he goes live with it, and you do pay for the review. Now, it's not free. I paid $20 on a super chat. I put exactly in the super chat what I wanted to be looked at, what I wanted him to review. And if you don't know what it is, which is what I said, I said, I just need an overhaul look at my channel. I said, I'm trying to restart, reboot. I'm trying to get some things, I need to see what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. If it's anything that you could suggest that will make a difference, or that you think will make a difference. I understand he not got the golden key, but he definitely been in the game long enough to know how this thing works. He definitely told me I need to overhaul on my thumbnails, and I thought my thumbnails were great. But he told me that I could definitely look at those things. So it was a lot of feedback, and I wrote it all down, and I began to implement it. I mean, immediately. This just happened, and I've been working. I've been working. I don't know y'all, those in this members, y'all been seeing stuff chopping over there, chopping over to the membership side, because that was his suggestion. He said either start another channel for that content, or if you are monetized and you have memberships, put it on the membership side. So that's what I did. Yes, absolutely, Nisha. You're welcome. But again, like I said, I'm gonna talk more about that again to my members, where we're gonna go a lot more into depth about everything, that kind of thing. Also, what I'm telling you about this, how we grow on our channels, this being monetized, why it's so important to get to this point. When you get to this point and you not you still waiting for a viral moment. You understand what I mean? Like, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna stop talking about it right now, because it's definitely a lot of things, and we spend a lot of time. Think about this. We're spending a lot of time supporting the channels that support us, that we are supporting, that we're watching, and take some of that time. I mean, how did you think I got over to Roberto Blake's channel? Because I watch Roberto Blake. Because I watch Roberto Blake. How many of you watch Roberto Blake? Or are you more so watching those who watch you, or who you have feel obligations to watch their channel because they are subscribed to you and you subscribe to them, and you like, oh, I'm gonna go over here and watch this person and this person and this person and this person. But none of those persons are giving you value to grow your channel. We need to be looking at the gurus. You know what I'm saying? Think Media, vidIQ, all of them have something to offer. Even the little, I don't even know their names, but it's a lot of them. And if you ever paid attention to, if you pay attention, I don't know their names, like I said, but there's a lot of Nigerians and Africans. And this one guy, he's the one who taught me about Restream. And I don't know his name, but I just, yes, Roberto Blake is the real deal. Another one that I'm going to throw out there for you is, hey, boss is in the house. Peace and love, sis. Peace and love and wellness. Another one that's up there, and I just met him, and I think that's what took me on the spiral. I just started following my gut. Like, I literally was attracted to this man just by being in his presence. Like, he drew me in with his smile. He drew me in with his character. He drew me in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get to know him. And then when I got to his channel, watch this. And I'm not here promoting nobody, but I'm letting you know this is my experience. When I got to his channel, I was like, wow. So the other day, yep, he does have that. Absolutely. Great information. He has on his channel some of his workshops that he's done, that he sells, but he's put on there for free because they're older information, but he's put it on there, and some of it's still relevant. It's like 3-4 hour long lives, but it's information. It's information. You get what I'm saying? It's information. So what I'm talking about here, this person I'm talking about, I don't know if any of y'all know who Reva Reveals is, but I've tapped into Reva Reveals when I first got onto YouTube. When I first started the channel, she was like, because I was watching people like Think Media, Roberto Blake, all the stuff. So when people ask, how you know all this stuff? Because I watched it. I watched this stuff. You get what I'm saying? This is how I knew how to do so much. This is why I could give so much advice to others, because I watched the stuff. So it was almost like I was retaining the information and I was regurgitating it back out to y'all, because this is where I got it from, right? And it was working for me. And then I forgot about the fact this was working for me when I got all caught up into, that's a whole nother conversation for the membership. So we're going to talk about that over there. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to talk about the fact that the other day I tapped into a live. Just Danielle was live, but she was on a panel with Reva Reveals. I don't know if y'all know who that is. and she had and it was 5 other people on there. But the live was about Learn with Trey. And I don't know if y'all know who Trey is or Learn with Trey is. I didn't know who he was, and I didn't even really know what the live was about. But I saw Reva Reveals because I rock with Reva Reveals from way back in the day. But I didn't even know until that live that Reva Reveals was new at the same time I was, but she was dropping gems back then. And now she is blown up. She was just as new as me. She probably had been on YouTube maybe 3 months prior to me. You follow what I'm saying? Like literally when I ran into her, it was November. And she started her channel 3 or 4 months maybe prior to that. At the end of the day, she's blown up at this point. And she hosted this panel. And then on the panel, like I said, Just Danielle was on there. I know most of y'all know who Just Danielle is. And so, and there was other people that I can't, if I tried to, I wouldn't be able to, because I was so drawn in to Learn with Trey, but I didn't know that was his name. I didn't know nothing about him, but this man started talking. And I should say, young man started talking. And when he started talking, he was just, his whole demeanor, everything just drew me in. And the things he started saying, I didn't even hear what he was saying at first. I just was like, you know, caught up in his aura. Then all of a sudden I started listening to him. I was like, hold on. I said, this, oh my God, stupid. All right, y'all, I stopped because I need to make sure that I could still be seen. Okay, good. All right, so I was listening to what he said, and he has so many gems. So if y'all want to see that live, I'm gonna suggest you go over to Danielle's and watch that, because it was a lot of gems dropped there. And immediately after that live, after I watched that all the way through and rewatched it, to be honest, because I watched it some of the stuff while it was live and went back and rewatched it from the very beginning to the end on Danielle's channel. And not only does that help Danielle, but she did have information that I needed, and I actually watched it all the way through. All right, so now in addition to that, oh no, I ain't never counting you out, sis. One thing for sure, Nisha, you drew me in 2 times. You drew me in. I'm gonna tell you about the 2 times that you drew me in to you on YouTube, because I remember people who make a difference to me. You know what I'm saying? Like people who show up and tap in. I remember them, and I remember our encounters and how we connected to that kind of degree. Welcome in, Monique. Welcome in. All right, so with that, I went over to Learn with Trey's channel, because I ended up saying, who is this guy? And they said, Learn with Trey, when I was on the live. And then, of course, he popped up on it as the box. It was Trey. And Trey is very, very successful. Been on YouTube for 17 years. Been through the ups, downs, ins, and outs. Was here when they started shorts, when they started all the different, you know, from the very beginning. And so when the next thing I know, I'm on this channel, but homeboy only has, listen to me, I think he got 8 videos, and 2 of them are lives, and one of them was the live that I had just watched. So really he had 7 videos on his channel. He has 29,000 subscribers. And he has, and I'm going to say it one more time, 7 videos on his channel. He's hosting a cohort. I don't know if I'm saying it. Cohort. That's what it's called. It's actually starting today. And I know one of our people are in the cohort is Faith Marie Unscripted. She's in the cohort. And I ain't even mad about it, because if I had money, I would be in it, because I was sold. Not because this man got 29,000 subscribers and 7 videos. I was sold because why was I so magnetized to this man from, and I couldn't even hear what he was saying at first. So something is about this person, right? Hearing a lot of his stories, a lot of his anecdotes, and then come to find out he's not even a YouTuber like that for real. I mean, he has a channel, another channel that's he has a puppet. Y'all might know him from that. Trey Mo and Keisha Jones. That's another one of his channels where he has over 100 or 200 and something thousand subscribers, and that's where he really blew up. But he created Learn with Trey, and was and showed and was just showing himself, showing, I guess, people that you can kind of grow your channel, because he actually has a video that shows that he started a channel, where he started a channel, and by the time how much he was getting, and he monetized it in 10 days. And then on this channel, for him to have 7 videos and 29,000 subscribers, and when sometimes you see that, and then you see their videos, and they be having like 1,000 views. No, this man got like, I want to say some on 35K on some of those videos. You know what I'm saying? So this is definitely something that, or someone that I am tapped in with. Like I said, had I had that money, I would be in that cohort. I would have been in it. I would have did it. I would have did it. It cost $700, baby. 8 weeks. That's how serious I am about what I'm doing. And because it's not just for me to be a benefit and for others, but it's also to benefit me, in the fact that I am definitely needing to be off of. I mean, I'm said that today is about reconstructing your words. I am retiring from this. I have retired from this plantation. I'm speaking it as it is, right? And I just want to do what it is that I want to do. I don't want to work. I want to serve. And I feel like I can serve right here on YouTube by being an inspiration and a motivation and a direction and a light to others. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I am going to do. And that is what I am doing. I'm trying to reconstruct those words. Words are powerful, and you need to put them in perspective the way that they need to come out of your mouth, so that you practice it. You practice it, you practice it, you practice it. Now, speaking of that, thank you so much, Nisha. I told you I was coming back to you. So let me tell you. So first thing, I remember Nisha coming over to my channel, and she said something. I don't remember exactly what she said, but what she did say was, when I responded to her, she said, "Okay, well," and I guess I know how you talk now, so I feel like I knew what you were saying, but it was just typed in the thing. But she was like, "Okay, come over there and check out my channel. I got me a new video I just dropped." So I go. I was like, "Okay, I got you. I will be there." And when I tell somebody I'm gonna be there, I show up. So I went over to her channel, and I'm watching her video, and I want to say it was the video, and because I watched so many so far, but I want to say it's the video where she was she was home. She take her shower, some other stuff. It was like a whole vlog of things. So I remember watching it. The next time, and I continue to watch her channel. The next time, pass that energy. Yes, yes. I love the channel name, Pass the Energy. You can't do nothing but pass the energy when you see that, right? You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You are so welcome. And the next time, she did a live. And so you don't know what somebody has to offer unless you actually show up. But Nisha was contagious. You get what I'm saying? Like, she has a contagious spirit about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go over there, you like, I mean, if she doing her thing, and you doing it with her, when she started to do her little, I'll be doing it with her all the time, And when I see her with her, when I watched it, because it's like a story, right? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. When you have it, what you need to have on your channel, you're remembering it. You will remember it, right? So what I remember about Nisha was the day she did the live. She did her hair on live. She talked about all her products. Then she went along to drop gems on different things of um, thank you, Pastor Energy. I will be over there to see that. I'm gonna be over there to see that. You know that's close to my. He know that's close to my heart. I mean, he got to know that because there's no way he would have just told me that. I'm just letting you know. But I get over there and she's talking about that, but she also drops gems on what type of um, she talks about the type of equipment she used, why she used it, what happened with it. Like it was so many gems in that, and I was so drawn in. And the whole time, because what kept me, because I love music. Anthony Holmes created her song, Nisha Antoinette. That's why I sing it every time I see her because that song was playing, playing, playing. Nisha Antoinette, it's as good as it gets. You know what I'm saying? It was constant, constant, constant. So I was like, and so from there, I just been really dialed in, like dialed in to Nisha. Not to mention, okay, that she supports my channel, and this has nothing to, me doing that to her has nothing to do, me supporting her has nothing to do with her supporting, me supporting her doesn't have anything with her supporting me in any kind of way. I actually would be over there regardless. I guess to say that 100%. Hi, Great Rising. And so, um, see, being real drew you to my channel. That's what I'm saying. I'm just me. I'm just me. Sometimes I might seem, automated a little bit, but sometimes I am automated. I mean, I'm just me. It's so many factors and so many, pillars to a person. You don't necessarily, you might think you know that person, but you really don't. I get on here. Sometimes I'm vulnerable and I'm crying. Sometimes I'm on here and I'm laughing and I'm goofy. Sometimes I'm on here and I'm serious and I'm downright, you know, avid about what I'm speaking about. You work with him? What? What? You work with Anthony Holmes? Anthony Holmes created everybody's music. Yeah, he does he works at the construction site. He's a foreman or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's in Florida. You in Florida? Oh, I was going to say, you work with Anthony Holmes? I'm like, he created everybody's music. I'm like, did he create you a content channel music? This Anthony Holmes right here. Look at me. I'm about to play some music, y'all. Um, we're going to go old school on the Are You Locked In? Are you locked in? All right. Boss, you might want to join the membership so you can come on over and see what we talking about when it comes to that. Hey. Hey, Jay. Welcome in, sis. And I'm forever locked in, y'all. I'm forever locked in. So if y'all don't see me, don't mean I ain't locked in. If y'all don't see me, don't mean I ain't locked in. Okay? This was definitely a movement that is undeniable. You know, I contribute this back to, I would never forget the day that Jay was like, no, it's hashtag are you locked in? I'm like, is it? And from that point, I've been hit. Like, that's it. And then Jay come in here. Are you locked in? Mm-mm-mm.
He's locked in. Queen's Alchemy. She's locked in. The source, he's locked in. Kiss from Jay, she's locked in.
Ow.
Mindset, he's locked in. New extra family of Ooh Mill Day is locked in. Trisha's closet,
And you
she's
know,
locked in.
a thing
Sam
about
Cash, he's locked in.
um,
Just Danielle, she's locked in. The
about
real Fiend
Anthony
Cole,
is
she's
he's
locked in.
very
Honey
well
Boo Boo,
rounded. You know what
she's
I'm saying? He
locked in.
speaks
Local
languages. He
White
speaks
Trish,
Russian. He
she's locked
speaks
in. Teach
uh,
Journey, she's locked in.
Spanish.
Coach
He's
Fiend Ring,
a
she's locked
music
in.
producer.
Julie Brill,
He's a
she's locked in.
lyricist.
Sipping on
Like
South,
he is
he's
it.
locked in.
Like
Janae Desiree, she's
he's
locked in.
multifaceted.
Crystal's World, she's
And I
locked
love
in.
that about him.
Coach
And the
Cookie,
one other thing
she's
about
locked
that,
in.
guess what?
Shanika's
He
World, she's
humble.
locked in. Fat
The most
Trisha, he's
humble
locked
man
in.
I've
She's
ever
locked in.
met.
KTTV
Y'all need
One,
to
he's
check him
locked in.
out on my
Savage,
interview
he's
that I
locked
did
in.
before I remove him, because I'll probably be removing them, y'all. I'm probably gonna remove them. I don't know. I told y'all I'm revamping that channel. That them interviews might be, if it ain't consistent to the channel, it might be. Not that I'm removing them to be completely gone, but again, that might be something that rolls over to the memberships. I'm not sure, because I still will be doing collaborations. I'm going to looking for a new name for my collaborations. It's definitely not going to be collab and grow, because that had its spin and that's what it was, and it is what it is. And that was actually inspiration from Kids from Jay, right? So Kids from Jay passed the torch to me, and in that essence, I'm still holding that torch, sis. I'm just changing the direction in which I'm taking that torch, right? I'm taking the flame. That's it. But I'm just not, it's not about the interviews of the individual content creators or highlighting them on the channel. But I'm definitely, it's about, um, for me, it's about anything that focuses on the health and wellness. So I still want to have the same people come back and let's talk about your journey. Let's talk about where you need to be. Let's talk about where you're trying to go. Let's put a plan together. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. Talk about what you've been through, some things that you've experienced, and see if we can, get a plan together. This is what I'm looking at. This is not, the direction that I'm going in with. When I called it Collab and Grow 2.0, but Collab and Grow 2.0, that's not what this is, because it's not. Collab and Grow has its section, and that section is for showing content creators behind, showing what content creators have behind their content, right? So we want to see that about them. But what I want to see is I want just regular everyday people, whether you're a content creator, you're not a content creator, whoever. And I want to sit down and I want to have real conversations about health and wellness. I want to talk about our journeys and our differences on how we look at nutrition, and what some of your opposing factors and things like that. I hope you feel better, my sister. Take some peppermint, take some peppermint oil and rub your temples with it. Also, eat some dark chocolate, and actually coffee actually helps with migraines. So those are some of my advice for you, sis. I hope you feel better. Sending you some healing energy your way for sure. Cause those headaches ain't no joke. Them headaches ain't no joke. But like I said, that's the direction I want to go in that. And I already have a lineup of people that I want to tap into. I just need to put together that invite so that and have a better direction on which way I want to go. Um, in that, so those are some things. Even that, like how, where people can just tap in. Hey, I got this situation going on. Do you have any advice for that? And if I don't, guess what? I'm gonna find out about it. I'm gonna figure it out. It's all about the holistic remedies. of how to help yourself without having to deal with, having necessary. I don't want to tell you to go for your migraine. I don't want to tell you to go get some ibuprofen or some Advil or some Tylenol or any of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of that. I don't want to tell you that. I want to be able to give you something that is resourceful for you, that has to do with nature, natural things. And you know what? I left my smoothie in the house, so I'm going to get my smoothie, y'all. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Um, that's the kind of things that I want to do, going forward. I'm trying to. Y'all, I made a smoothie earlier on here. If y'all want to see me make the smoothie, y'all can tap in with that. Yep. You know what? I need to go get my charger because my phone about to die. But so that's another direction that I'm going in as well. I'm definitely going to continue to do the collective build, which is going to be kind of a spinoff for the small individual talks that we will have. Which, the collective build was when I had a panel of people, everyday people, who talked about their experiences, where I had like 4 or 5 questions I asked each person, and and it kind of built from there. I've got to get back to that. Like, a lot of things need to be reset, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is a reset. Let me see. I like sitting outside, y'all. Maybe I go sit in the garden. Maybe I go sit in the garden. Let me get my iPad though. Do, 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 do. Jay, it's delicious, sis. It's delicious. And it's so thick that it's still it's still thick. I'm gonna go sit out here on my in my garden. Girl, pop it up. Peace and love. Thank you for stopping in, sis. As always, you always appreciate it. Always and forever. Y'all want me to sing that song? Always and forever. Each moment with you. Oh, I need to water my flowers anyway, y'all. It's just like a dream to me that somehow came true. I know tomorrow will still be the same. We got a life of love that won't ever change. And sing it with me. Every day, love you my own special way. Heart away with a smile. Woo. Take time to tell me you really care, and we'll spend tomorrow together. Always, forever love you. That was dedicated to all of y'all. Elevated me to you. Elevated me to you. I was going to pull out the grill today, y'all, but I decided not to. I'm actually just going to be chilling today. Dang. The plug for that's over there. Let me water my flowers. I'm going to have to plug myself in the house. What the hell is that? Ah! Can I show y'all something? Y'all don't freak out, but I'm freaking out. Ready? And I need to water my plants, so I ain't got no choice but to touch it. Look at these slugs. And this is what they left. That's what made me notice it. I'm like, what the hell is that? Y'all don't believe this shit I see out here. Excuse my French. In this garden. Whew. Mm. Oh. Ain't nobody gonna comment about that? Or did nobody see it? Had to put on the glove because I gotta turn on the water. When I turn on the water, they gonna shrink up like this. Look. You got scared cause you heard me scream. I be screaming out here like a little boss Toya. Y'all know if y'all want to see updates on my garden, I did do my fall planting that y'all need to I'm messing with them. I did do my fall planting, so go over there and take it out. Check it out, check it out. Queendom Garden. The Queendom Garden. It's the Queendom Garden. Nature is the answer. Yep, I planted all my fall plants. So maybe y'all tapping in. Everything looks so sad out here. I don't want to overwater everything. You know, bugs are attracted to frequency. But, oh, well then it's a hell of a good frequency over here. I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all can go see. I didn't talk about all the bugs and all the everything over there. That's the real deal, baby. Real deal. These slugs, they actually kind of cute though. Look. They're kind of cute. They're kind of cute. But I'm glad I came out here because my stuff looked like it really needed some water in it. And I was like, I'm really surprised though that they need this kind of water. I'm really, really surprised at this. I mean, the sun ain't even been out like that today. It's a beautiful day though. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. All y'all having a beautiful day? What's thick? Elevated me to you. Oh, those slugs? Baby, they be on my front porch. I have frogs out here. I get dragonflies. We got geckos and lizards. They look like a big leech. They actually look super cute. They don't like the water though. Look. You don't like the water. You don't like that water. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this watering out. This should do it for today. Because it ain't really that dry out here. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't mind coming out here watering my plants and things and all of that. And I don't have a problem with it. It's just that when this past summer, baby, it's been so hot. It's been hot out here. Hot. But you know, the weather is changing and I am so happy to see that. If y'all not connected with the Queendom Garden, go over there and check out the channel. Y'all can see everything, all things gardening. Today I'm just out here watering it because I came out here to sit in the garden. And I would have been going crazy if I would have sat down and a leech was next to me. I'm calling it a leech. You calling it a leech. A slug. I would have been going crazy. But I kept that glove on because, baby, what is... They dropped a whole... Look at it. It's glue. Look at it. It won't even go nowhere. I'm going to have to get the big jet on. Let me put the jet on. There we go. There we go. There you go. Let me turn this off. I had to put this glove on, though. Rawson, what you talking about salt? Will that get rid of the leech? I really, honestly, they cool. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't destroying nothing. Not unlike the other things that was destroying my crop. You know what I'm saying? I hope the sun do come back here so my plants will stand up straight. Bam! Let me go in the house, though. Thank y'all for watering plants with me. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate everybody and everything. Today, I am chilling. I am doing nothing that I don't want to do. This is what I'm doing today. I made me a smoothie. And hell, I might grill. Might make me some type of something to put on the grill. I want each person to drop 2 ideas of me to put on the grill. Two things to put on the grill. I'm also getting ready to put these in the dirt. If y'all want to see how that turned out, go over to the Queendom Garden channel. Oh, salt will unalive them. Oh no. I don't want to do that. I don't kill nature. I don't know if y'all know that. I don't kill nature. I know everything in nature got a purpose, even if I don't understand it. You know how many people don't understand our purpose? I'm talking other people, other cultures of people. If you are of different cultures, how many cultures don't understand other people's culture and the reason for their existence? Should they just unalive you because of that? No. We are a people. We are a people. When I speak of we, I speak about myself being a person of, I don't even have a description, I guess, a human being of a particular hue. I have, people that look like this have been said to, they don't know the purpose. And so they unalive you. I was thinking black bean burger. I was thinking black bean burger, baby. That is so crazy that you said that. Black bean burger, that's what I was thinking. I might just do that because I'm chilling today. I might run out. I got everything that I need for it, though. I don't even need to run out and get nothing. Actually, I bought some buns yesterday just on GP for another reason. But you're right. But if you think about what I'm saying is, so I don't unalive nature. under, circumstances where I can have an option. I'd rather set it free to a different location, right? So it don't need to be where I'm at. But in essence, those slugs, they're not bothering me. They do nothing to me. Just because they make me uncomfortable because of what they look like, do that mean that I should unalive them? Because you know how many of our people of our certain hue, especially the brothers, because of the way they look, they're intimidating. So people unalive them based on those pretenses. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. Should this be a thing? If you have a fly in your house, ants in your house, that's different. And I'm going to say why it's different. Because nature is outside. And if nature is outside in its own habitat of whatever that particular thing is, in this own habitat, is out there in this habitat, why are we bothering that in its own habitat? But when it comes into the habitation of which I occupy, which is my home, then I may have to unalive it if I can't set it free. So I had an infestation of ants. And I just put out a trap because I couldn't even bear to physically stomp and kill. I think intentional killing of nature is not good. Hence why I don't eat meat. Right? I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. Because now we're taking things that have a purpose. Everything has a purpose. And we think that the chickens and the cows and the lambs and all of that. Oh yeah, cayenne pepper. I spray my plants with cayenne pepper and oh my gosh, my mind went blank. I make a spray. It has cayenne pepper, onions, and also I put cinnamon sticks at the base of all of my plants to kind of keep bugs away. And then I also have my lemongrass out here too. So I do natural. I do the natural thing to keep the bugs away. But that I don't know why there's slugs over there. But I mean, Rudy made a perfect example of that. It vibrates towards and based on energy, and that makes sense because it's nothing but wonderful energy over here. It's beautiful energy over here. I love the energy that, especially out in my garden. I mean, man, baby, that's my space. And if I could have plugged up my phone out there, I would have sat in the garden with y'all. I definitely would. Lemongrass tea, yes. I got my own lemongrass out there. But I use lemongrass. I mean, when you companion plant certain things together, I'm learning, y'all. This is not something I knew. So no, I ain't no expert, okay? But when it becomes a full circle of 24, a 12-month circle, I'm gonna do a full Nuestra Familia Humilde. Peace and love, Lily. Peace, love, and wellness. Welcome in. I'm gonna do a whole video on what I learned from the top to the bottom. I was going to do it between the fall and the summer season, but I was like, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. And also, I have an experience coming because I just planted some new stuff. Like I said, go over to the channel and check it out and see what it is I planted. But what I was saying about the animals and the things that we eat, all of it's killing nature. I'm going to tell you this. So I got kind of pissed. I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. I got kind of pissed. I used to live in a different location than I live now, and in the home, it was a single family home where it had a belfry. I don't know if y'all know what that is. A little circle at the top of the house or whatever, and you could get in and out of it or whatever. It's like right above the attic area, per se. Um, and I didn't know it, but I had bats. I had bats up there, and I was like, why is it bats up there? So I called the people like, hey, it's bats flying in and out of this house. And when I first moved there, I used to see droppings. I used to see droppings outside. Like when I would wake up the next day, I would see droppings. And I was like, what kind of animal is dropping all of this stuff? But it was the bats that would fly out at night, and they would poop as they came out and go all across, it'd be dropped all across the porch and all of that. And I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, y'all. I got past the energy, and now I have pushing peace and love. Peace, love, and wellness. Yes, bats, Lily. So I called the people. They come out there and they're looking and they're like, well, you'll have to wait for 45 days because right now we can't do anything to get rid of the bats because they're an extinct, they're protected. That's what they said. They're protected species. And I said, so you telling me that I got bats in my belfry? I got bats coming in and out of my house on a daily basis. And y'all can't do nothing for 45 days because they're protected? Oh, I had a whole attitude about that. Because I was like, what about me? I ain't protected. I'm not protected, but they protected. What's up with that? I had a whole attitude. But today, let's fast forward. I look at that totally different, right? First of all, I want to let you know a bat did get into the house. It got into my home. And had me screaming like a little boss Toya, right? And I was hiding in my bathroom, and because it came, it was just that's a whole nother story in itself. I had to call somebody. It was like 12 midnight, 12:30, and at night I had to find somebody to come exterminate this bat from my home, who then told me the same thing. I can't do anything to kill it because it is a protected species. And I just have to be able to collect it in order to, again, it's in my house at this point. Like, okay, but I'm not protected. I'm in my bathroom until this man finds the bat. I was like, I don't care if you got to tear up this place from the top to the bottom, find the bat, because I'm not coming out of this bathroom. I'm talking to the man through the bathroom door. I'm upstairs. My kids let the man in. I had to call around and I found somebody to do 24 hours, 24-hour services that come out. Just some random guy. He's his own company, and he came in with one of them big painter buckets with a lid and a big net looking thing. And I stuck my head out real quick to the thing. I was like, look, I said, last time I seen it was flying towards me. I came out the bathroom because what happened is I woke up, and this is what I'm gonna tell you. So this is the beautiful thing about knowing about how you can, things that sense and happen for a reason, right? These things happen for a reason. I woke up, I was asleep in the middle. I had went to sleep early. I woke up and I'm sitting there. Push your piece of love, exactly. Okay, so me and you, we was at that point, we was there at the same point. Okay, And so I woke up and I sat on the side of the bed, and then I went. I don't know what made me get up, but I got up. And you know how we always check our phone as soon as we get out the bed or whatever. It's like that habit. So I pick up the phone, like I look at the time. I'm like, oh, and then I go to walk to the stairs because I could see lights on the staircase, and I'm like, oh, I left them lights on to the staircase coming up the stairs. As I'm saying that, I hear, ah! It's my daughter screaming. And I'm like, what? Before I can say what, I see the freaking bat flying up. She screamed, it's a bat. I see the bat flying up the staircase. I slammed the door on the bedroom. I got the phone in my hand. I go to the bathroom. Still phone in my hand. Still phone in my hand. I go to the bathroom and I use the bathroom. I'm getting ready to come out because where you wash your hands is outside the bathroom. So in the bathroom was the toilet, the shower, and the tub. That's the only thing that was in the bathroom. But the door is not closed because it's the whole upstairs is just my space. So the door is not closed. It's just how it's set up. I come out to go wash my hands. I'm talking to my sister, as a matter of fact. And I'm like, what do you think? What can I do? I need to figure out what to do. I didn't call the property management company. I just said, I need somebody to help me to tell me what to do. It's a bat in my house. And I'm coming out to wash my hands. And as I turn to look this way, the bat flying at me. And I'm like, how the hell this bat get on the other side of the door? I closed the door. How did the bat get on the other side of the door? Is it two bats in here? So at this point, I'm thinking there's two bats in the house. I run in the bathroom. I slam the door, but I got rugs in there because that's where the shower and the tub is. So they got, got rugs there for when you step out the shower. I push it all up under the door. I'm sealing off the thing. I'm taking toilet paper and I'm sealing the whole door off down the sides. Because now at this point, I'm thinking they can get under. My sister was like, well, they just like flying rats. They don't have no bones. They can get up under the door. I was like, She's like, it might not be two bats. It might just be one. And I'm like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? And I'm like, you not helping me. You telling me this craziness. Now I'm going crazy. And now I'm screaming and screaming, like I said, like a little beep. And then so by this time, I'm looking, trying to figure out on, going through the Google thing. And I was like, okay. I said, you know what? I had to hang up from my sister because she wasn't no help. She wasn't going to come over there and get the damn bat. You know what I'm saying? Poetic tears, peace and love. She wasn't gonna come get the bat. So I was like, let me get off here and figure out who can come get this bat. Well, at this point, I'm like, our kids locked in their rooms, and I'm calling them like, hey, you gotta put something under the door, by the door, because they can get under the door. I said, I think it's two in the house because it's one up here, and I don't know if it came under the door or if it's or we got two in the house. I told them, I said, just stay in your room. They was like, well, I haven't seen it no more. I was like, okay, well, I'm looking for somebody to come. I get this man. By this time, I'm telling you, when I woke up, it was 11 something. By the time all this happened, it's after 12, and I finally find somebody that said he's willing to come. I dialed the number. He called back. I tell him what's going on. He says, I can be there. He said, I'm not that far. I can be there in 15 minutes. I was like, golden. I tell my kids, hey, they gonna come, and you need to let the man in. He comes upstairs and he's like, is anyone up here? But I'm in that bathroom, door closed, sealed, and everything. And I'm screaming through the door, I'm in the bathroom. I'm not coming out because that bat out there. They was like, where did you see it? I said, flying right directly at me, right? So he like, well, let me see what I can see. I stick my head out and I was like, do you think you can get it? He was like, well, I won't be able to set no traps or nothing like that because they're protected. I said, this is the reason the damn bat in my house to begin with, because they protected. Because if they weren't protected, y'all would have been able to get them out the belfry and they wouldn't have gotten to my house. I don't even know how the bat got in my house. I don't even know how the bat got in the house to begin with. Like, what? So now at this point, He's looking and looking, but I'm in this bathroom. Now I'm back on the phone with my sister, and she was like, well, I'm glad you was able to get somebody to come over there. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was. But I'm stuck in a bathroom, sitting on the toilet. Of course, put the seat down. But I'm sitting on the toilet, sitting in the bathroom like this. Like, is this man gonna get this bat out my house or what? Get these bats? Because at this point, I'm telling him it's two bats. One flew up the stairs and one is in my room. And I don't know. And I told him they got bats. I got bats in the belfry. I done told him everything I could tell him to help him. Yeah, bats are protected. And they're protected for a particular season too. Because during this time when this happened, they told me it was 45 days before they could even extract them from my home. They couldn't set any traps or anything to stop them from being where they are. Okay, so yeah. So then I was like, I said, you know what? This is crazy. So then it got to a point where, I'm always growing. I'm always elevating. I'm always getting to another stage and where I start to, because I need to understand stuff. I'm that person. You can't just tell me anything anymore. In my lifetime, I've been a person that you could just tell anything to. You could just say whatever and I'll be like, okay, I'm with it. Let's go. Or all my life I have been told things that I just rock with, because if everybody was doing it and everybody said it, then it had to be true. But now I realize that a lot of things that everybody say and do, or things that were told to me throughout life, were not true. And a lot of times we weren't taught things that and we don't bother to look into it. We just go with the flow. So with that being said, this is what happens. He finds the bat and he swears up and down it's just that one bat. The stupid bat, I had those lamps that go like this. And so that the bulb, you screw on the bulb at the top, and then it has that other arm that sticks off the side. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It has like the reading light lamp, and it was behind my desk. The stupid bat is in the lamp. He finds that. You should have saw my room too. Oh my God, that man was looking for that bat. My mattress was flipped, the bed was moved, the whole thing. But I will say this, he came and he put stuff back as much as possible. I will say he did that. Needless to say, this late night call cost $125. At this point, I don't care if it costs $500. Get the bat out of my house. Now, I told you I was renting, so it was a property management company that was over it. So I sent them a message like, hey, it cost me $125 to get this damn bat out the house. If y'all would have had the people to come do something, when I told you they was up there, and y'all sent this company out here talking about these people, that these bats protected, then we wouldn't be in this situation. They reimbursed me my $125. I'm good with that. But now I feel, because it's almost like somebody broke in my house. You ever felt, I don't know if y'all ever had something like that, or somebody take something, or if somebody be in your space that you don't know, and was not invited, so you feel violated. You know what I'm saying? I felt violated. So at this point, I'm a person who, at that point, at that time, and still to this day, I'm about cleansing my space. So I use a lot of things to cleanse my space. And sage is my number one go-to. So I was like, oh no. I said, I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even sleep because I knew this thing was in my house. Ew! I don't know if y'all feeling me, y'all. I don't know if y'all feeling me over here. But it was in my house. And so I went through and I saged every corner. I opened up the windows. I let all of that exit. I did everything. And then I was dusting and pulling everything down, wiping down walls and doors. And oh my gosh. And this is all before I could go to sleep. Do you understand that? Before I could even go to sleep in my house, I had to do this. Now, I did that. But the whole time I was like, okay, all he could find was one bat. What if it's another bat in here? And he kept saying, well, they just as scared of you as you are of them. I said, but I done seen, now you're going back to what you done seen on TV. Bats bite you on the neck and suck your blood and do all this stuff. And so I'm like, if there's a bat in here and I'm asleep at night, is it going to come and get me? And just, so crazy. So crazy. But I'm telling y'all this story. I shared it with you because I'm telling you this story because as you grow and elevate over time, you start to begin. And some people say, I don't care what's what. I don't care what it is for. I don't care what the purpose is, right? But I do, right? So that's kind of where I grew over time. I realized that the bats, or how they got the bats off the belfry, they put a reverse screen where they can fly out, but when they came back, they couldn't get back in. So they never killed them. But even they couldn't even do that for 45 days. They couldn't do that. They could not evict them from that space for 45 days because they're protected. Y'all, it's a hummingbird in my yard, y'all. It's a hummingbird. It's a hummingbird. It just flew. I don't know where it went. Ah, it's a hummingbird. I told you the energy's over here. That's what Rudy said earlier. You right. They love me. All right. So, anyway, so now what I found out is that bats protect and keep the population of insects down. And so that's why they're protected, because without them, boss dog, welcome in. Because without them, right, we would have an over infestation of insects and things that are, let me see, we'll have an over infestation of insects and things that are like nuisance to us and won't allow us to basically, I mean, it must be being attacked by them. They eat those cicadas. They eat the bugs, the mosquitoes, and all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. That's what bats do. But I had to do my research. I had to know why. I needed to know why these bats were protected and why they were so special. But they are a true operation to the world, the atmosphere, the universe. Like they have a frequency on this universe that they need to be. But we want to figure out why they protected. Why? So I wanted to know, like, why was they more important than me? That's what I was trying to find out. Like, why was they more important than me? Because at this point, I felt like they was in, getting ready to get me. So kind of, I told that story to say that I'm looking to find out what everything has a purpose. Regardless whether we think that purpose is important or not important or whatever that thing is. So when it comes down to it, I have yet to figure out what the purpose behind maybe a cow or a chicken or a lamb or a goat. I'm just trying to think of all the meat that people eat. But at the same time, they're living beings. And sometimes because we think as human beings, that we are superior to those things, when actually we're truly inferior to nature. Because nature, we as human beings need instruction, or at least we've been taught that we need instruction, right? We've been taught that we need, this little thing gonna keep sticking out. We've been taught that we need instruction to do or be told what to do. When in essence, we really don't. Because if we operate the same way they do, because Rooted said it earlier, that we operate on, that they operate on vibration and energy. If we did the same, then we would not need anyone to tell us what to do, because we would know what to do. But instead, we have all these rules and all these laws and all the things that you would never in a lifetime be able to know exactly what pertains or don't pertains. And they say that if you don't know something and this something happens, it doesn't matter that you didn't know that it was wrong, or you didn't know that you shouldn't have done it. That's not going to matter, because you're still going to reap the consequences, right? So they put all this stuff in place. But if we knew our roles as human beings on this earth, if you strip everything, all this material stuff, including the clothes on our bodies, if we stripped all the material things from us, if you think about it, the only thing that we have left is you. First of all, you. But us. That's it. Us as the beings that we are. That's it. That's all we have. And then what does we do as beings? We come together and create more beings. Isn't that the same thing they do in nature? All they do is multiply. They just to keep the generational things going on and on. But we were told that generational wealth is important. We've been told that, to be able to hand down something to your next person, or your next person, or to the next person, to the next person. When all you really need to be, you don't even have to literally hand it down with words or verbal, written or anything, because we're capable to be anything, because we're programmed, just like the computers. That's how they make the computers. That's how they make cars. They based it off of the human anatomy. That's why they can always use that connection to try to use an example. Oh, just like a car needs oil, you need fuel too. Just like it needs gas, you need fuel, right? Or they'll compare, the computer, when you have to boot up, you get viruses. You get what I'm saying? You have downloads and uploads, right? So if you compare these things, understand that we were here, and then those things were. But technology itself has always been. It's just things have been hidden until a time where they were going to be accepted, or a time where things moved a little differently. It's everything has always been here. Do your own research, know what you need to know about you. And I'm going to tell you, when it came down to me starting to look at things differently, when it came down to what I put in my body, all these things came in stages. I ate the beef, the lamb, the goat. I've had goat. I don't really eat goat, but I had goat. The chicken, I used to eat pork, all of that. And when I think about it today, what keeps me thinking, there's nothing out in nature eating each other. There's nothing out there eating each other. And we all part of nature. We are nature beings. We're all universal beings. We're not out there eating. We shouldn't be eating in nature. They have a purpose, right? Some of these animals I was told were hybrid animals. They were created from some other type of thing. So you might not even be eating real animals. I don't know. Like the pig. I heard the pig was created, but I don't know. Because I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I can't sit up here and say I know something that I don't know. I don't know it. But what I'm telling you is it don't matter. It don't matter if they created the pig and not created the pig. It don't matter if they created the cow, didn't create the cow. I give the chicken the benefit of the doubt because it's a bird. And I know the birds, they everywhere. But I'm not going to eat it because I feel like if you can't eat it raw, then I'm not putting it in my body. If it cannot be eaten raw, straight from the source, I'm not putting it in my body. You can't tell me you're going to chop up a pig and eat a raw piece of meat. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. So that's my stipulation. If I can't eat it raw, I'm not going to eat it. And that reasoning is not because I'm like I said, some type of crazy oh, I don't have no task for you today. Not because I'm some radical vegan who, like don't kill, don't do, meat eater and all. No, I'm gonna tell you, I don't wear labels. So when I do things to describe so that I can relate to people, because if I actually talked in the ways that I see things, then you wouldn't be able to understand it because everybody's not on the same level. And that's another problem, right? Because everybody should be on the same, not necessarily the same frequency at all times, but definitely be able to tap into the frequencies in which someone is actually relaying information. But we are unable to do this when it comes to that because of the fact that we have been all given a lot of information and things that we're supposed to be able to abide by. Like, for instance, today is Labor Day. Why is this called Labor Day? It's based on the people that went to strike. They went on a strike to get better wages and better pay. And we think that's something because we were taught to believe that that was something. We were taught to believe that Labor Day was something. And so we celebrate it and we make it, and also we celebrate it as the last hurrah for the summer, right? We're going to go out, we're going to have a great holiday, we're going to cook out, we're going to get with family, we're going to friends. Well, why do we have to be dictated to when we come together as a family or with friends? You don't have to do that. You could have picked 2 weeks ago and just had a gathering at your house and had a barbecue. That's it. That's all you had to do. Just have a barbecue, show up at your house, have people come over to your house and do your thing. You don't need nobody to give you a holiday. Thanksgiving, is that the only time that you're thankful? Because somebody told you that Thanksgiving is the day that you need to be thankful? Also, all my life, I was lied and told Christmas was Jesus' birthday. First of all, so many things. So many things. So many things. I mean, and so now, and the reason that we give gifts on Christmas is because we're giving gifts on behalf of Jesus Christ's birthday. And then we're told to be thankful on Thanksgiving for a holiday that's not even for people that look like me. I have, so many people be like, I have Indian me. Truly, my great-great-grandmother was full-fledged. Okay, what Indian? I don't know. And that's on my daddy's side, right? And so I don't know, but I've seen photos of her. Her hair was like down to like her back of her knees. She used to sit on it, and she looked like, and that's what, hence the high cheekbones, the cheeky eyes. I mean, it runs deep. It runs deep in my family like that, right? So, but Thanksgiving was something that was about somebody saying that it was about the Pilgrims and the Indians. And it's not even about I don't know. You ever have somebody tell you that you got to be thankful for somebody coming and stealing your land? And I'm saying stealing because I don't think the land belonged to really anybody. Nature is free. We are free, but we are so trapped in our minds. We are so trapped in our minds, in our jobs. We're trapped in society. We're trapped by all of the constructs that are put beside us. We're trapped by time. We're trapped in time. Go ahead, speak, boss dog. Peace and love. Yes. We're everything. That's the beauty. We're all. That's why I say I am the all. Don't tell me what I don't claim. And like I said, I don't do boxes. Don't put me in no box. Don't be like, oh, you know Queen's Alchemy over there? Yeah. She has this, you know, she woke, or or she holistic, or she vegan, or she this, or she that. They got all of these. You can't put me in no box. I can't fit in it. I don't like boxes because they got four sides and they keep you restricted. I'm free. I'm a free thinker, and I am able to make my own decisions, and I don't have to agree with anyone, and no one has to agree with me, and I am fine with that. I think the Labor Day is the time to rejoice and have fun with our loved ones. I don't think that that's the purpose behind Labor Day. If we have to look at the true orientation of things, because sometimes we're putting, everything is a ritual. I don't know if y'all know that. Everything has ritualistic tendencies. As long as they keep Labor Day around and they continue to celebrate Labor Day, a time where someone had to fight for the rights to be equally recognized at a job, which in turn translates to plantation, which in return, Labor Day translates into Slave Day. If you look at this, think about what I'm saying now. Think about what I'm saying. Please think about what I'm saying. If we keep on celebrating it, I don't care how you celebrate it, as far as you going and you hanging out with your family and everything, but you putting energy into the day. You're putting energy into that day, which in turns, what you put energy in, where your energy goes, that's what happens, and it flows, right? Whatever you put into it, that's where energy flows. And so if you're putting energy into the slave day, the day that says that, we're going to determine what you're worth, and you're going to have to beg us to give you, because when you go on a strike, you ain't doing nothing but saying, hey, pay me some more. But let's see who can hold out the longest. Let's see who gonna starve first. Either they're gonna come and they're gonna come to some negotiation. Why are we negotiating what we're worth? Who created this money construct? Think about all these things. They all go together. They just keep stacking. Everything keeps stacking, right? One on top of each other. We can't, and nothing we can do but learn to function in this reality that we have, but we can always create our own realities. This is where we lose track of things. If you create your own reality, then you don't have to worry about being stuck in this construct. Because hold on, let me see. I'm gonna get it, because I'm about to go Bible on y'all. Know I don't rock with the Bible, I don't rock with religion, I don't rock with any of that, right? Because again, I'm not in the box, but I'm everything. But I'm going to try to put this. Let me see. Be ye of this world. Hold on, I want to say it right. I want to say it right. I want to say it right. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I can't think of the beginning part of that. I need Danielle in here because Danielle know exactly the verse like that, just like that. But that is real. If you renew your mind, you will be freer than you ever felt in your life. And when you start to do that, it's not going to stop there. You're going to continue to see that over and over again. Be in the world, but not of the world. That's it. And then there's another one that says, by the transforming. Hold on. What did I do with my iPad? Did I leave it outside? I left it outside. Oh no, it's over there. Hey, Real Odds, welcome in, my brother. I just acknowledged what you said. I didn't acknowledge you. Peace and love, welcome in, welcome in. That don't have nothing to do with Labor Day, though, boss dog. That don't have nothing to do with Labor Day. And those that came before us and fought for the freedom, why was we fighting for freedom when we were born free? See what I'm saying? If you want to keep, we can go back. We can go back. But when you come down, when you bring it all the way back around, we don't need to celebrate things like celebrating freedom because we were born free. And if we're gonna celebrate freedom, then we can celebrate it every day of our life, every time we wake up. We don't need nobody to dictate to us when to show up for a family, for friends, for anybody. We don't need nobody to dictate that. We're feeding the rituals. Understand, we're feeding the rituals. When we participate in these holidays, we are feeding the rituals. Just know that. And when we do that, all we're doing is making it stronger and stronger and keeping it up so they can keep up the confusion. If people had more time to think about this, if you didn't have to work, exactly, Real odds and evens. I don't celebrate no holidays. I don't put no energies into them. You know, thank you for the day off, which I should have had off any damn way. Excuse me, right? I should have had it off anyway. I should have been off work. I shouldn't have to work regardless. Yes, pushing peace and love. You following me? That's what we're doing. The ritual is real. The ritual is real. All we doing is giving that energy. That's it. And what you give energy to, that's where it flows. We out here spending our money, which is an energy exchange. How many people out here buying ribs and burgers and chickens and all of that shit to put on a grill? Then you not to mention the beer, the liquor, the weed, all of that exchange, money exchange, all of the celebratory items. You got the day off to spend your money. Okay. Hold on. Okay, here it go right here. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that it may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect to you. To you. I done dropped the dang on iPad. Should I read it again? Come on. Should I read it? I'm going to read it one more time. Hold on. Let me pull it all the way up. I'm sorry, it does say to the will of God, but you know that I do say, ye all are gods. So acceptable to me. Okay, here we go. And be not conformed to this world. This is how I escape. I don't conform to this world. I just exist in it. This is just another realm that I'm on. I visit a lot of realms on a regular basis, even when I'm wide awake. When I'm on the plantation, guess what I'm doing? I'm thinking about being on that beach. I'm thinking about being in Ghana. I'm thinking about traveling the world. I'm thinking about traveling the states to go to every beach in every state. I'm seeing it. I'm visualizing it. This is what I'm saying. Like that's freedom. Sedatra, welcome in, my sister. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Now, let me ask you this. If we're told that we have free will, why do we need to do the will of God? Let me explain something to you. If we are all gods, because that's it, the same place I'm reading this from says that ye all are gods. Some people say, well, you're not the God, you're not the God, you're not the creator, you're not the one that made it all, you're not the one that did that, right? That's what they say. But in turn, though this is not what that though that true, I'm gonna say true, I am not the God, right? But what are other references for the word God? Universe, creator. I'm all those things. We're all individual universes. We're all creators. Um, I don't know. I don't know if any of you have children, but I created children. Um, I created this YouTube channel. I created my thoughts for today. I am a creator. I mean, it is what it is. And so you can look at it and say, no, that's not how it works. But that's not how it works for you. And that's okay. It's okay. And I hope that nobody get upset about it. It's okay. You can be however you want to be. But when I tell you, when we're all so much individually and disconnected because religion and things that they put out here to be a division for us, this is the dividing factor. Do you know I was approached at the store the other day, the gas station? And this is I'm just going to show you. Yes, exactly. We would create our own frequency based on what we resonate on. Exactly. And right now, y'all on my frequency. Why are y'all on my frequency? Because we right here together. We right here together, all 7 of you. But I was at the gas station the other night, and I'm checking out. I'm at the self-checkout. And the woman says, as she's leaving out, she says, have a blessed night, sister. And I was like, all right, take care. She doubled back out. She doubled back she was out the first door. She doubled back and came back in, and she was like, I'm going to rebuke that. I'm going to rebuke that. I'm going to rebuke that. Take care. Maybe you want to try that again. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, take care. Right? Like, so I go ahead and, yeah, exactly. Pushing peace. Exactly. So I go back out. I finish checking out, and I come out the door, and I'm headed to my car. I ain't thinking nothing else about this woman. She pulls up. I'm at my car. She pulls up behind my car, and she stops. And she rolls the window down, and she said, "You know, you need to be. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Pushing peace. She's like, you need to repent because as I came out of there, and I dealt in my spirit about what you said about take care, be safe. Those are not words of something, and and Jesus didn't do whatever, and I mean, like, she just started like coming at me, and I said, well, let me slow you down a little bit. I said, do you realize that everybody, you know, not on the level that you on, I mean, whatever level that is, I said, do you realize that everybody not on your level? And I said, and I do not receive anything that you say. So when you talk about rebuking and repenting, you can keep that over there because I'm putting up my force field. And I went to turn to get in the car, and she was like, just like this. This is how her face looked. She was like, well, that's exactly why, um, a queen could never be a. No, she said, wait a minute, hold on. What'd she say? She's like, all right, I got you, queen. I'm a child. She said, no, I got you. No, wait. I want to say it exactly like she said it. Oh, she said, that's the difference between a queen and a child of God. And I was like, okay, at least she knew I was the queen. At least she knew that part. And she must have recognized it because I must have been exuding, queendom. I must have showed all that queenship to her. But what I felt like, you speaking that negativity all over me with your Jesus and your, blessings, and do not do that to people. I know y'all don't mean horribleness, but do you understand how that can come across as a curse? And that's what pushing peace and love is talking about. Exactly, that's it. Be more. Don't be less. Be less is what that, again, so this is perfect because I literally started this out at the top of this live talking about words. I said, oh, I had a 4-day weekend. The word week, what y'all don't understand, is that the universe has laws. So when we put religion and wrap them around what the universal energy and laws are, and then we put them in a Bible that's half written truths about things, which is nothing but, a Bible is nothing but a book of rituals. I don't know if y'all realize that. It's called the Sun Book. It's in the Greek, it says to be biblios. And if you look it up, it's called the Sun Book. And who is the sun, people? Right? So when we think about this, and everything is connected, y'all. So when you're using these words to speak, you have to try to be intentional with your words so that you don't curse other people unintentionally. Because let me explain to you, at the end of the day, the universe can't decipher that you meant something else when something else came out your mouth. We say things about ourselves all the time. Damn, I'm so stupid. Oh, I did some effed up stuff. Man, I keep doing. You can speak life or death. And I'm going to tell you, if you say it enough and put that energy behind it, what did I just tell you? Where your intention goes, the energy flows. So if you put your thought process on anything more than, and put that energy behind it, it continues to manifest in your life. So when you put so much energy, I just really thought about this the other day. I heard somebody speak on it and I said I'm going to redirect that. How I talk about that plantation all the time, and I'm always talking about how I don't want to be there, but I'm putting so much energy into the don't want to be there. I just told y'all earlier that the universe don't recognize negatives. So when I'm like, I don't want to be there, guess what guess what the universe hearing? I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there. I want to be there, right? So that's what it's hearing. Let's see what we got. Hey, Nisha. Thank you for still being here. Yes, because um we have to be conscious of what we're saying out of our mouths. I've been very intentional today to try to be, and even that, taking that try off. I've been very intentional today, not saying things that would be a negative, or speaking negativity over anyone, or speaking curses over anyone. Think about what the language is: spelling and curses, cursive writing. They don't do cursive writing anymore. But did you realize the word writing is, did you realize the word writing, when you write it and make it plain, that's a ritual in itself. Writing is a ritual in itself. We get all bent out of shape about rituals and astrology, and all these things are already in place in your life. You're already practicing these things every day. But when you put the word ritual on it, people get upset because they think, oh, now they talking about that witchcraft stuff, and it's nothing wrong with witchcraft, because it's nothing but, actually, I mean, it's all about how it's used. Everything has a positive and a negative. But honestly, when you use the word choice, because this is where we're divided. This is where the world is divided. Not the world, the people. This is where the people are divided. And this is why we're not flushing out with that's why we're inferior to nature, because we're divided on so many factors. The first factor that we're divided on is the fact that we have a choice. That's why choice is a negative. Now, you will hear me say, if that's what you choose to do, then you do you. And that's only to keep the peace. But I really intend to say that, I mean, not intend to say, but I really feel I don't even know if I locked my door, but I really feel that a choice is a negative. If you're choosing in a division, oh my gosh, weekends with Nay? Sis, it's been so long. It's been so long. How you doing, sis? How you doing? But let's go. Hey, Tampa! Welcome in, sis. Welcome in. Pass the energy. Yes, we all have superpowers. See? I knew my people were here. I knew it. There he is. Superpowers. Y'all make sure y'all tap in to pass the energy. He did a great video that he released today. Definitely tap in over there, y'all. Pushing P says, right, some Christians are so clueless, in my opinion. Yes, because they want to, because everybody's been taught so many different things. Did you understand? If there was unity, but that comes back to that choice. because some Christians are like this, some Christians are like this, some Christians are like this. Some practice this way, some practice that way, some practice this way. There's over 900 and something religions. And I don't know how, if who's right? Who's right? Who's right? Who's right? If there's over 900 something religions, who is right? Matter of fact, watch this. Let's talk to Chat GPT, y'all. Let's talk to Chat GPT. Hi, Artemis. How are you?
Hey there, how's it going? Let me know if there's anything I can help you with today.
Yeah, I was wondering, can you tell me how many religions there are in the world?
That's a great question. The number of religions in the world is kind of tricky to pin down because there are so many, from major world religions to smaller, lesser known ones. Generally, you can count thousands of religions if you include various denominations and spiritual movements. But if we're talking about the major world religions, there are about a dozen or so that are widely recognized.
So if you could just give me an average of how many religions that operate within the United States.
In the United States, the religious landscape is quite diverse. There are several major religions like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, and Hinduism, but there's also a huge variety of smaller denominations and spiritual movements. Overall, there are probably a few hundred recognized religious groups in the U.S. if you count all the different denominations and sects. It makes for a really interesting mix.
But can I get a number on that? Like just an average number. I know you said there's various ones, but can I get a number on that?
Absolutely. If we're looking for a ballpark number, there are roughly around 2,000 distinct religious groups and denominations in the United States. It's a pretty vast number, but gives you an idea of just how diverse the religious landscape is.
Let me ask you this. Which religion is right?
That's a deep and thought-provoking question. Different people have different beliefs and perspectives, and what feels right can vary a lot from person to person. Ultimately, it's often about personal faith, values, and experiences. It's always a good idea to explore different perspectives and find what resonates best with you.
So are you saying that there's no particular religion that's right about the way that you're supposed to be?
I think it's more about the idea that different religions offer different paths and insights, and what works for one person might not work for another. There's a lot of common ground and values like kindness, compassion, and integrity across many religions. Ultimately, it comes down to personal belief in what brings meaning and fulfillment to your life.
Okay. So if one was to choose a religion, how would they know which one was the right one that will get them the quote unquote salvation or quote unquote um, to Christ, or I guess that'd be Christian, so can't go there. But that will get you to where you need to go. What religion would that be?
It's definitely a deeply personal journey, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. For many, it's about exploring different traditions, reflecting on personal beliefs, and seeing what resonates most deeply with them. Some people find guidance through studying various philosophies, talking to different spiritual leaders, and trusting their own intuition. Ultimately, comes down to what feels authentic and meaningful to the individual.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, Artemis. I was just trying to find out because I'm sitting here talking with my tribe here, and we came into the factor. We was trying to figure out what religion is right and how many religions is it in the world. But to know that there's thousands in the United States by itself, over 2,000. says a lot. I mean, really, you don't have to break it down. I know you're being politically correct yourself because they programmed you to do so. However, I appreciate the assistance and have a good day.
I appreciate the conversation and the curiosity. It's always fun to chat about these big questions. If you ever want to dive into anything else, just let me know. Have a wonderful day.
Peace.
Peace. Take care and feel free to reach out anytime.
All right, so y'all just heard 2,000 something religions. We're gonna break down who was right, and this is why I always be like, what you choose to do, that what feels right for you is what you choose to do, and it feels right for you. But it's definitely a division. You understand? Because if you're doing this, you're telling someone, "Hey, I'm doing this." A lot of religions have recruitment. They're trying to recruit people because they feel like they're the way, the truth, and the light because of what they're doing, and that what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fascinating and complex topic. Different religions definitely have their own perspectives and ways of sharing their beliefs, and that can create a lot of different viewpoints and sometimes divisions. It's always interesting to see how people navigate those differences and find common ground. Thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm going to release you. I'm going to go ahead and say peace out. All right. Now, anyway, you see how I be listening? You see how you be listening? That's what I'm telling you. This stuff be listening, but it is what it is. It is what it is. You should turn his ass off. Exactly. So, I mean, I say we have to navigate through the world, and unfortunately we live in a world where we have to navigate and do what makes us feel whole. A lot of times when we're tapping into, a lot of times when y'all funny. A lot of times when we tap into religions or sect, I'm saying like sectors of things that we're looking for something. Did you realize that? You're looking for something. And most times what you're looking for is yourself. We look for ourselves in religion. We try to find ourselves, especially people who look like me. Why is that? Because our history, our heritage, our everything about us has been stripped away that we have to figure it out. So in return, we look for things in other things to see if we can find ourselves. When I first got into another level of thinking, a renewing of my mind, when I first began to renew my mind and my thinking, I originally delved deep in religion, Christianity, as a child. When I was 2 years old, I was taken to church. This is what was given to me. This is what I was taught. And so it was embedded in me. So I didn't know any other way. I mean, all my life, I just showed up to church and I did what I did. I did church stuff and I knew certain things, but I just, I knew it was a right and a wrong, and I knew it was a Jesus, and I knew it was a God, and he died on the cross for our sins, and that we born sinners, and all these things is what I was taught and what I knew as a child growing up. But these are surface. You understand what I'm saying? These are surface things, but these are the things that the preacher stands up at the front of the pulpit and teaches. These are the things that the Sunday school teacher gives you. You were born into sin that you may live again. Jesus died on the cross for your sins. That you are a sinner until you are not a sinner. You need to be baptized in with the blood of Jesus Christ. You need to have, you need to drink of the blood. You need to, what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that I was taught, and this is what I know. This is all I know. I didn't know why. I didn't know how. I didn't understand. So I thought when I got to a renewing of the mind, because I continuously searched for something. One day, I get on, my best friend sends a inbox to me. Uh, the inbox that they sent to me said, she sent to me, it said, um, matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull it up so I can talk straight. Um, it was something from the Bible. It was in Deuteronomy. I want to say it was Deuteronomy. Let me see. Where and hold on, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the story in just a second. Maybe it was Genesis. Okay, so I can't quite find it, but look, this is what it was. Um, uh, she sent this thing to me that said, and I didn't believe it said it because I never seen it, but it said that you will be bound and for 400 years, and you will be enslaved, and your people will be spread from all ends, something like that. Something it said something that I just didn't. I was like, it don't say that in no Bible. Why would it say that? I got very upset and very defensive because that was what I rock with, right? And I'm like, nah. So I went and looked it up. I wish today I could find that verse. I wish I could find it because I thought I could find it, but I can't find it exactly what it is. So I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all comments too. I'm not ignoring y'all at all. So I then get in the Bible and pull it up, and I read it. And from that point, when I read it, I was like, the Bible say that? I was floored. But I was like, hey, whole man speaks, peace and love, welcome in. I was like, if the Bible says that, what else do the Bible say? That day, I got her on the phone. We read the Bible straight. Maybe a little break, small break, I don't remember. But what I remember, it was straight for over 9 hours that day. She read some out loud. I read some out loud. And we started in Genesis. Everything good, brother. Everything good. Everything wonderful and beautiful. Thank you for asking. I hope everything over that way is also the same for you. Even better. Always sending positive energy and to you, my brother, for real. All right, so now she says, so we're reading it. We start at Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It was void. That whole thing. As we continue to read, started to talk about Noah. I'm kind of jumping, but we got Noah in there and Noah's Ark. We got Adam and Eve. Let's just start there. When they start talking about Adam and Eve, I don't know if anyone knows this, right? But when they started to talk about Adam and Eve, it was like, these are not people. For the first time, because I was just told this. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm talking Bible. I'm talking about my experience, the renewing of my mind. I'm talking about the renewing of my mind. And I'm talking about how I got to this place where it started. And I'm talking about trying to find yourself in something outside yourself. And how I once in my life looked for myself inside religion and inside something that had nothing really to do with me at all. So this is where I'm at, and I'm just kind of telling the story because I'm going to get there quicker than the story actually is, right? So I said, when I read it, it said when that God commanded them not to eat from the tree of knowledge, the knowledge of good and evil. And so after it said that, it turned and said that um, the devil, the serpents, or whatever, which is when you really look at, I'm sub talking, right? But when you really think about these things, was there really a talking serpent? Was there really something there physically speaking? Or were these energies and vibrations? Okay, so and this is where I'm at today. That one where I was at when I was reading this. Understand that. Understand that. I was not there, but that's where I'm at today, right? So I was thinking at that time, I was like, God told them not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, but then they said that Eve was enticed by this serpent, which I think it was her talking to her. But that's a whole nother thing because a her wasn't even a her. Wait for it. And decided to eat of this tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which then gave her the knowledge to know things that she didn't once know. But also convinced Adam to do the same thing, even though it went against what God told them to do. Wait for it. Then it says that when God came around, and I'm told you, I'm sub talking. Just kind of, I don't know, I'm calling it sub talking, but I'm just kind of going over it. God told them, came around and was like, did you eat? Did you eat? Hold on. It says, did you eat from the tree? First of all, if it was God, the guy already knew he ate from the tree, right? Welcome in, Lala. Welcome in. I got you, Whole Man Speaks. I'll address that in just a minute. He says, did you eat from that tree? And Adam basically, throwing Eve under the bus. Well, I ate because she told me eat, and then Eve, but they were embarrassed, so they actually covered themselves. But before that, it says that they didn't know that they were naked. But after they ate from the knowledge, the tree of knowledge, the fruit of knowledge of the tree of fruit, the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they began to know that they were naked and that they were covering themselves, right? They were hiding behind the tree and hiding whatever. And God says, well, why are you hiding? Why are you, hiding? You ate from that tree, huh? Then it says, God clothed them in skin. Skin. S-K-I-N. So if they were beings, they would have already had skin. Am I right? No. Think about what I'm saying. No, that's not what it says. Whole Man Speaks. That's not what it says. They weren't covering themselves with fig leaves. They were just covering themselves. The fig leaves and all that stuff is from visual pictures that have been drawn and put in front of you. We made a story up about, that's what I'm talking about, the fact that I had never read the Bible. I was a picture reader. When I came up and I grew up, I was in the church since I was 2 years old. All I ever knew was what was told to me, handed to me, given to me, what was said to me. I never picked up the Bible and read it for myself until that day. That day I sat there and read it for 9 hours straight. And the things that were coming to me and opening my eyes were open to that I had never seen before in the Bible because I hadn't read it to the depths of that. But I think also a lot of that I had read before. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I had read the Adam and Eve story before, but I had already had my preconceived notion of what it actually looked like. I had already thought about what it looked like because I had been given a visual of what it looks like. And let me ask you this. Why is there so many engraving images of Jesus and God when it says you can have no engraving images of me? You follow what I'm saying? So we cannot, this right here, that part, that was just one part that began to make me say, hold the horses, pump the brakes. You telling me that they didn't have skin, which means they were nothing but a spirit that became flesh. Based on just you have to know that in the Bible, these are called allegories. Everything, it even says in the Bible says these are allegorical statements. It's just a allegory. It's an example of things that are sample things that you can utilize, I guess to say. I'm not maybe not saying that right at this moment, right? And then I'm gonna and then just to get to the part where this actually hit me, and I told you I was looking for myself. The reason I told you that part of the story, I'm gonna jump over all the rest of the things I read because it goes deep, baby. It goes deep. What I read goes deep. All right, but I'm gonna jump to the part where I got to the part where they said that that we were enslaved, that the people of Israel were enslaved and would be enslaved for 400 years, and that they would be spread to all the corners of the earth. And I said, because I'm looking for myself. Remember, I'm looking for me. So I said, wait a minute. My people been enslaved. My people been spread all across the doggone earth. But it was the Israelites, right? So at that very moment, I then began to identify, because I'm looking for myself. I looking for myself in this story. I'm looking for myself in the Bible. I'm looking for myself because we are been stripped of who we are, and that's intentional. Because we are the greatest beings on this earth. And so, because we've been stripped, I'm looking for this in this story. And when I find it in this story, I say, oh my gosh, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And Jesus is my brother. I'm like, genius. I got it. I got it. I did it. I finally found myself in this Bible. I finally found a foundation of who I am, because we starve for this. We may not even talk about it all the time, but we starve to know who we are. If somebody asks you who you are, most times you're describing what you do. But now I feel like if you say, who are you? I'm a Hebrew Israelite. That was short-lived. Very short-lived. Because when I realized that wasn't the case, when I realized that wasn't the case, I moved on. And I continued to seek. As I continue to seek, is seek and ye shall find. Seek and we ye shall find. Just like it say, ye all are gods. You are made in the image. Come on, work with me. Come with me. If y'all with me, tap in. Tap in if you with me, because if it is, if you're going to seek and find, you're going to find some things that you may not want to um, find, right? But we're made in the image. Ye all are gods. So I met a man because I was seeking. I'm fast forwarding this story really quick because I know it's a long. It go deep, baby. It go deep. And I've shared quite bits and pieces of it before. Okay, so you might have to find the videos down the long way. But I met this man because in the process of me seeking, I met this man and I asked him a question because I was trying to figure out. I didn't find myself in the Hebrew Israelites. I didn't find myself in Judaism. I didn't find myself. So I was like, okay. I seen him. He dressed in like how the Muslims dress with the long things and all. So I asked him, hey, excuse me, random. I'm telling you, I went up to. He was walking in his house. I stopped on the corner. I said, excuse me, I got a question for you. I said, I know this might seem strange. He said, this is not a strange thing. People stop and ask me questions all the time. That's the first thing he said. Okay. Today, I'm rocking with that. Then I was like, okay, he weird. Because why would somebody come and ask him something all the time? Because then I ain't there. I ain't there where I'm at today. But then that was weird. I said, can I ask you what religion you practice? Or what it is or you practice? And he said, religion? Practice? No, I don't have nothing like that. Like, that's not something I do. He said, I rock with me. Like, he says, I've been there before, but I rock with me. He said, let me ask you a question. Because I said, well, what about the Bible? He said, the Bible? Mm-mm. This is how he talking to me. Like, I said, and so I said, yeah. And I reach in the back seat, pull the Bible up, like, yeah, the Bible. Because it's with me. Okay? I was a Bible carrying son of a gun. It was just like the pistol. But then he says, I don't do the Bible. I don't do religion. I don't do the Bible. I said, so what is it you do? He was like basically I do me. Like I don't like he didn't quite understand the question or why I was asking the question. So then he said, let me ask you a question. He said, who created you? I thought it was a trick question. So I was like, God? My mama and daddy? He was like, you just answered it. I said, what? So God? He said, yes. I said, my mom and daddy? He said, yes. Basically, this is kind of how the conversation going. And I sit up here like, but I'm intrigued. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't even like this guy crazy. I got intrigued because I'm like, what is he talking about? Because again, you seek and you shall find. So then we had this whole conversation. I'm not going to tell you the whole conversation, but that was one thing he said. Because when you really think about it, ye all are gods. Our mamas and daddies are gods, and they created us in their image. Okay, so there you for it. And so I'm going to leave that right there. We're going to leave it right there. And then we're going to move on past that, okay? So he then says, when you leave me today, you're going to get a confirmation of all the things that he said. He also said that he says the African woman is God. He said the woman, the being of that is God. And I said, now I was a little confused because now he confused me because I'm thinking, okay, you just told me my mom and dad got it. You told me. So I'm like, okay. But he said, everything I'm saying to you today, because he said a lot, you'll get confirmation of. And it may not be right away, but you'll get confirmation of it. And since to this day, I get things of confirmation of this. But I get home and I turn on my TV because at this time I told you I had been seeking. So I had been on YouTube. I had been watching so many things, and everything was around, the Bible. So I had pulled up so many people explaining the Bible, going through, trying to get understandings of it, trying to find myself, seeking ye shall find. So I get in there and I turn on the YouTube because I'm like, I turn on the YouTube. All I do is hit the button. You know how YouTube pulls up. Y'all know because we on YouTube right now. Hey, it pulls up what it is that you do. If you still hear Whole Man Speaks, I got you in just a minute. And so I might answer your question as I go along. But I see the recommendations. I got one that's like a colorful box. It's called, but the name of it was called Hidden Colors. It was just like this little abstract thumbnail. It didn't have like a picture of nothing or whatever. It was just abstract. And it said Hidden Colors. And I was like, what is that? And then I just get by that because I'm looking for something that's going to give me, and more information. Because again, I'm seeking. So I'm still watching YouTube. Okay. Okay, so you following me. You follow me. Hold on. Just follow. Just stick with me. Whole Man Speaks. I love that you are inquisitive about this. Thank you so much for being engaged. But stay with me. Stay with me. Who did that? Why you time out? Whole Man Speaks. Nisha? Can you bring them back? Oh, only 60 seconds. You timed them out. Okay. Nisha, that's my guy. I love Whole Man Speaks. Okay. So let's fast forward. I'm watching the YouTube, and so I see something that talks about like breaking the Bible down and like something, and I click on that. So everything got its introductions and all of that. So I'm sitting here watching it. I'm like, wait a minute, is this what I clicked on? And I think she did that by mistake. I said, is this what I clicked on? And sure enough, it's not what I clicked on, but it's what came on. And it was that Hidden Colors. Now, if any of y'all have never watched Hidden Colors, y'all understand if you watch Hidden Colors, okay? So, okay, it was only for 60 seconds, so he'll be back. And then if you back Whole Man Speaks, go ahead and tap in, please. And let me know you're still here. So no, she said she made a mistake. So it's Hidden Colors. So I'm watching Hidden Colors. And then during Hidden Colors, it talks about so many things, including the African woman being God, and because it's the original creation of the world, and how, even down to Mary and the Immaculate Conception, how that actually plays. I mean, it was so much information in this video, and all confirmation of what this man had said. Understand what I'm saying to you is, I had a conversation with a man that I didn't know. I was seeking. And then it all, you are definitely a big boy. It all came full circle to what this man said. He said, you're going to get confirmation. It was so many things that happened. Like I said, I'm really skipping it over. It's so much that if I told y'all everything, your mouth will probably be on the floor of all the things that have happened to get me to that point. Now, in the essence of that, I began to dig more, dig more, dig more, and dig more. And the more I began to research and look more, I was like, wait a minute, there's a whole nother world of people who resonate with me. All this is, people who resonate with me. Now, to tap into what Whole Man speaks, because he wasn't here earlier in the conversation. So he asked the question, if y'all didn't hear it or y'all didn't see it, he asked if I was an atheist. I'm not laughing at the question, but I've never been asked if I was an atheist before. And so I guess I'm kind of like, but what I will say is this: I don't wear labels. And I'm going to say also, I don't get put in boxes. And I'm also going to say, I am everything. Oh, a theist. A theist? Oh, I thought you said an atheist. Well, honey, I gotta look up what theist mean because I don't know what that means. Theist. And I ain't afraid to say it. Let's see. A person who believes in the existence of God or God, specifically a creator who intervenes in the in the universe. Okay. So I think that we're all gods. I think that we all have superpowers. And I think that we all have everything in the image of the creator, which we all have the ability to create. And also, I rock with, and I'm not going to say I believe any of those things. Those are the things that I know. You have a beautiful day, Poetic Tears. Thank you for being here. I think that everything that is of nature is of self. I think that we're all miniature in universes because we are our own universe. We create our own planets when we have children. We create and we spread our. We have seasons within ourselves. We have all these things. We all tap in. We all mimic nature. But the problem is that we don't follow nature. Instead, we follow man-made things. So that all of this conversation started a long time ago, okay? A long, long time ago. Generator, operator, and destroyer. This conversation started earlier on today. So this is, to answer your question, I would not say I was anything. I can't even say that I'm a theist because I don't like titles. Is there an uncaused first cause? Okay, if we are gods, is there an uncaused first cause before us? I don't think I understand the question. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? And we are definitely gods, but gods is a made up word. You get what I'm saying? To describe and give something a higher power than yourself, something that is, again, that is more, that lives outside of you, is something that's made to make you feel that you are inferior to something. And it's a made up word, but we use it as an identifying factor. Just like I eat vegan, right? But I am not a vegan. But I use the word vegan in all my titles on my channel because that's something that people can relate to. So what your question was, a bigger being than us. The creation. The creation of the nature is what I speak of. That is bigger than me. Why is that bigger than me? Because nature is the direction in which you are to. It's actually it's a mirror. Nature is a mirror of us. Nature can create, nature can give, it can receive. You plant, you grow. Everything that you can do within. You can do within. Think about it. If you compare yourself to what nature provides itself, and I think we go too far, and this is my thought process, with worrying about if it's something bigger than us. Because if it is a thing or a being or a institution or whatever you want to call it, some type of thing outside of ourselves that we give credit to be bigger than ourselves, then we then depreciate our own value in thinking that we have to lean on something that's not ourselves. When I was in religion and I was practicing Christianity and I was looking for myself in this Bible and I was looking for myself in this place that I was not, I identified with so much that was not even me. And I looked for help and assistance, and I begged and I cried and I plead and I did all these things to something outside myself because I didn't understand or understand, pretty much understand that. That's not how it really works, because we're told that a lot of times we'll say we prayed for something and we got results. Everything is a play on words. Words are curses and spells. Words can cause you a lot of grief. And I'm going to read what you said. So, how did nature come to be from your perspective? By the way, I love those convos, so I'm not being combative. Oh, no. I know. I was on your channel. I heard you talk about this yourself. I heard you talking about it. I don't know if you remember. I was tapped in on that. So when it comes down to nature, yes, I can't answer that. And I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to say, oh, well, there is some, I'm not going to say that that's the case, because the reason that I'm not going to answer that is because I'm not going to put myself out in front of I'm not going to put myself below something that I should be mirroring, right? And that's what happened with Christianity. There you go. That's a perfect example of something. It came from an energy, a thought. You can think something is bigger than you, that empowers, heals you past your traumas and shortcomings. You can believe in God and be empowered versus being oppressed. Okay, but when do you see yourself as powerful as? That's what I'm saying, because we are. And that's what I know for myself. What I have not done for myself is continuously implement these things to the degree where I can show that, right? Where I can show that this is what I know this because I have put it into play, things that in my life has changed, right? But people always go off of their experiences. Oh, I did this and then my life changed. Just like, all of the controversy about what you put in your body. Well, I did the same thing. I did something different and we got the same results. But what we don't know is, did we really get the same result? It sounds like the same result, but did we get the really get the same results? So when I look at something, I'm looking at it as a bigger picture, right? Thank you, Pusha Peace. It is definitely, this is my place right here. This kind of thought process and talking like this gives me freedom to express how I truly feel about certain things. And it's not even really a feeling, but feeling is a vibration, which is an energy. And when I put energy in, I get out. And so I actually draw into people who actually can flow with me in these conversations. Like Whole Man Speaks, he's asking these hard questions that's going to make me look a little deeper. And the fact that I have, in essence, what you said, I think it was Pushing Peace. Was it Pushing Peace that said that? Everything is started from a certain higher frequency. Yes. You want to do a live? We could do a live. We can do a live. Definitely. You and I. You and I definitely could do a live. But when it comes to, there's so many unanswered questions. I couldn't begin to tap into it. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's so many unanswered questions that I can't give you an answer to. But I'm never going to sit up here and make up something and be talking about, well, it really worked like this. And what I'm telling you is what I know for me to be true. I'm not pushing this upon anyone. This is what I know. And I mean, if we use our own minds and really start to think about how things actually transpire and what they look like, then you might see it a little differently. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I'm open to perspective. I'm open to hear what others have to say. That would be dope. Absolutely. I'm down for it. Definitely. And still Bill, yes. Yeah, and we probably never will. That's the thing, Pushing Peace, because we are so behind the spectrum. Do you know when you're born, you're closer to the veil than if as you continue to be upon this earth and live in this realm that we live in, the one where we speak this language that is actually detrimental to our health and our mind and our spirit and our body. Then when we are other realms where we're actually having feelings and we're going with emotions and we're moving with, because emotion is nothing but energy in motion, right? So when we're going with that and we're moving with that, right? Like how many times will it be that we won't know so much that we won't know, I guess to say. It probably won't, because when we're a child and a baby and we're born, that's when we really know. That's when you know. It's not until we're taught differently. How many times are we correcting? I just told you when I was 2 years old, I was introduced to Christianity. I was introduced to a God that was outside of myself. So for my entire life, up until a little over 10 years, a little less than 10 years ago, I rocked with a God outside myself. I rocked with depending and begging and pleading. And that's why it comes back to this Labor Day, right? This is what we were doing for Labor Day. Labor Day is a representation of begging and pleading for something that can't nobody even pay you for. Time is priceless. Your energy and your knowledge and your skill is priceless. How can you allow someone else to set your value on you? The same way that I allowed something outside myself to dictate what was happening to me. So I would say things like, quote unquote, Well, then it wasn't God's will. And if it wasn't in God's timing. God God said it wasn't time. God said it wasn't so. Oh, I guess God said it was supposed to happen. If we put this kind of mentality on things, then we love God, right? We love God. We love the way God shows up for us when we're happy. So we gotta always love God when it's not so good. And that's not true. Because then that's fake emotion. That's unreal. You know, my husband died in 2012. And I had 4 children. I have 4 children. I have 4 children. They were the ages 10, 17, and 15. Okay? At that time, the only way that I could make any sense of my husband dying was to say God needed him more, that God needed him more. How crazy is that? Am I the only one think that's crazy? Because at the end of the day, what would God need with him? A man who did not rock with God, that I had to convince to have my twins Christian in the church. I had to convince him to be okay with my children getting baptized in the church. A man who cursed the church when something happened to my daughter in the church. Okay, so y'all don't know the things that have transpired. Not nothing horrible like you think she hurt herself in the church. Okay, so let me fix that right now, so y'all don't have no thoughts going through your head. But when you talk about this, but my justification, because nothing else would make sense. Why would God punish 10-year-olds, 15-year-old, and 17-year-old and take their dad because he needed him? And this is the excuse, and this is what I say to my children. Well, because now I brought my children up in the same way that I have. I take them to church, and they know the surface too. Right? Because I haven't did anything at that point. That was not a place that I had did anything that close to a renewing of my mind. But the same things that I could do in that same mind state, when I had that outlook, is the same thing that I can do today. So if it takes believing in God and thinking that someone did something on your behalf, and that when something happens, we give grace to this thing outside ourselves to make it make sense. The only thing that makes sense in that is, and it's guaranteed, if you're born, you're going to die. That's it. And that's what makes sense. And the other part of that makes sense, you just don't know the day, the time, or when it's going to happen, or how. What you know is that it's going to happen. And that's it. And if you rock with that, you'll be okay when your loved ones leave this world. Gods can die in the physical. Our spirit lives on. Do I rock with um, life after death? I do, because I think that we're all just regenerated spirits and souls, just constantly regeneration. That's all we are. When I saw, and I'm gonna be honest, when I saw my grandson, my first grandson, I was like, I know our genes are kind of, really, uh, what they call strong genes, but I was like, wow, he looks like our, he looks like his granddaddy. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. I got his picture right here. This is my first grandson, and he's holding a picture of his granddaddy right there. So they look alike. I know that was a quick picture because I don't really want y'all to be all in my stuff, but he looks like him, right? So I was like, But of course, you always trying to figure out something, whatever. But I never seen a baby grim like that. Like my husband was always like, they call it resting bee face. Always, always. We're going to get together. I'm going to send you an email on that. Energy never dies. And so I was like, I said, why would a baby come out? I mean, I'm talking about out, immediately out. And was like, I was like, why that baby look like that? And stayed like that for a very, very long time. But again, I don't know how the spirit is what is going to enter into an individual body, or it's just a spirit that you can feel. I don't know these things, and these are things that I definitely look into. I am so into that kind of stuff. I'll send you an email, Whole Man Speaks, because we can do that. And in addition to that, basically have like an agenda, questions and things like that, and just kind of make it, flow. I think it'd be great. You bring your people, I bring mine. We get some people thinking on different levels, because everybody has their own way of thinking and putting things together, for sure. Yep, for sure. But y'all, I've been on here, this say 218. I don't even know how long that is. It is very healthy and freeing and releasing, and it allows people to express themselves in ways that that they may not even speak. When I came to a place like this, it's a lonely journey, and I'm speaking to all of you, but a Whole Man Speaks, this is not like you have a whole, people don't rock with you because they see you differently, or they stand back and they don't say certain things, or they act differently around you because they think that you're a certain way, or people don't talk to you anymore. You lose a lot of people who actually rock with you at one time that don't no more, including family. As soon as you let them know you're not rocking with when we with anomalies, yes. When you tell them you're not rocking with religion, and you're not rocking with things, and you start referencing yourself as a god, or you start saying, and you start having like this free thinking mind, or you see things a certain way. I didn't even used to know how to deliver messages. I used to be so upset because I was lied to all my life, and I was bamboozled and hoodwinked. I didn't know how to communicate, so I was so upset. So everything came out really passionate, and sometimes it still do to this day. And people can't read me because they get upset when they see me. They think I'm upset, but I'm not upset. Passion comes through like someone who is upset. When somebody's passionate about something, I could tell that they're passionate and not mad. But that comes from practice of being able to read people. I'm a people reader, I'm an energy reader, I'm an empath, and I'm speaking those things as an instruction so you can follow what it is, but I'm not putting myself in a box. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm letting you know what those things are. Exactly. Now, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that. Whole man speaks. I'm gonna have to say that because when you don't have passion, you don't understand it. Or if you come from a place, even when I'm at on the plantation, I talk on the phones, right? And I get to explaining something to the customer, and I really want them to understand what I'm explaining to them because it's something that's going to be beneficial for them. But so many people are so quick. Some people are so quick to back up, and think that you're trying to get them to do something that they don't want to do. And I said, if they listening to what I'm saying, what's coming out of my mouth, then they would know that I'm not telling them no lie, that I'm not just trying to get them to do something. You get what I'm saying? But when they don't have that whole perspective for themselves, then it actually comes across as too much. So a lot of times I'm even said to be like, why are you so upset? And I'd be like, what are you even talking about? Like, do you understand this is the way I talk? I talk like this. This is my voice. This is my regular voice. Y'all talking to my regular voice right here. This is my regular voice. That voice y'all hear on the videos when I be like, and actually, I mean, I don't even know if that's my regular voice. I got so many voices and so many ways, but I am kind of cool with it though. I'll be like, welcome tribe, da, 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 da. But at the end of the day, that's me too. I'm all. That's why I said I'm everything. Don't put no label on me. Don't put me in no box. Don't try to hold me down and describe me because you will never be able to describe me. But actually, you probably will because I'm everything. So if you be like, oh, she is a wonderful human being. Yes, I am. Or you be like, oh, she has such great demeanor. I do. Oh, she get mad. Oh, I can't. You follow what I'm saying? Like that's just it. People want anomalies to make them feel comfortable rather than be real. Yep. They want you to show up to make everyone else comfortable. It's a place you want to show up and be yourself, but then you have to you kind of like dumb yourself down is what they kind of use as an example to just show up in a way that um is not truly authentically you because it makes the other person feel a certain way. And actually, the crazy part about that, oh man speaks, when I first got to this renewing of my mind that I speak of, I did that a lot around my friends and family. Like, I act like everything they did was fine. And then I turn around and, restrict myself from who I am. I'm like, why is it okay for those who practice religion or those who feel like who do what societal things, why is it okay for them to address and say things to me that I find offensive and make me uncomfortable, but I can't in return give that back? You get what I mean? It's not acceptable, right? It's not acceptable. So that's when I started saying, you know what? I don't live my life for nobody. I live my life for me and hope that how I show up is the best way that will give back to those who I'm trying to give back to. It is definitely a double standard. And but I decided I stepped outside of that. You know, just like the lady at the gas station. You know, at one time I wouldn't even came back at her. You know what I'm saying? It would have been like, okay, because that's gonna make her feel uncomfortable. She's gonna be thinking, oh my God. I'd be like, good. Think, oh my God, right? Think it. You were in here probably when I told that, but um this just sometimes we need to have people think, and that's pretty much where we're at with it. You know, having people think before they make a decision on something that they're going to have to impact their lives for the rest of their lives. Just think. But I don't know what time. I think I scheduled this live at 9:11 because I was like, it's 9:11. So I've been on here since 9:11. It is 1:14, y'all. But you know, that's the thing about this. Time is an illusion. And they made a clock to quote unquote scale time or measure time to give it a measurement, and to again put us in a box and keep us under control. And it's another controlling mechanism, it's another program, and that's how I see it. And also, I get called a conspiracy theorist all the time too. Whole Man Speaks all the time. And Pass the Energy, and all of those that's still rocking with me at this time. Pass the Energy, Peace, Pushing Peace and Love. Who else was in here? Nisha Antoinette. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I don't have a name. I don't have a title. You could call me Queen. I do respond to Queen. Poetic Tears was here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lala was here. I think Lala left. Lala is one of my tribe members. Thank you for joining the tribe. Today I got some new tribe members. I got Rooted in Essential Oils. He gifted out a membership, and we got Rising Phoenix. I am so excited about that, y'all. So make sure that if you want to join the tribe, Real Odds and Evens is still here. And you know, I knew you would rock with me, brother, because Whole Man Speaks. Tap in with Real Odds and Evens. Since you like this kind of conversation, that brother right there have downloads for your soul. How about that? Downloads for your soul. All right. I should say downloads for your mind. That's a better way to say it. He has some downloads for your mind, for real. And but if you're here, if you're watching the replay, probably won't get this far if you're watching the replay. More than likely, this is probably going to go over to the member side, because it's definitely, like I said, I'm going to keep my channel as open as possible. Once me and Whole Man Speaks, we're going to be tapping into doing the live together. And once you hear Real Odds and Evens, hey, we all might be able to do a three-way. That might be tight too. For sure. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know if Real Odds and Evens will be up for it. But I don't know. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to send you an email for real. Whole Man Speaks. But I'm going to tap that over to, all of this will be on the membership side. But when we run the live, of course, it'll be on the main channel. But I'm going to tap out. Oh, this is going over to this live right here, definitely going over to the membership side. So if you got, if you want to tap in and become a member with the Queen's Alchemy. The link should be dropped by Nightbot. You can hit the look what I got. Old man speaks. Smoothie. You can hit the membership, or you can hit the $ next to the where like you're getting ready to give a super chat, and it should offer you the option to purchase a membership. So it's just if you want to be part of it. Let's go. Let's grow. My brother be over there making them smoothies. He has a health and wellness channel. And it's amazing how we all connect on different levels because of different things. But then we find out we have more things in common. On Real Odds and Evens, find out he gardens. Like, that's crazy. Like, but you know, he's a great guy all around. He look out for people. I love it. So I am out, y'all. I am out. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for being here, everyone who rocked out with me. The 4 people still in the building. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of y'all day. Enjoy, because I'm going to enjoy mine. All right. Peace, love, and wellness.